Agency nationwide except in Massachusetts. Paid actor portrayal.
The garage won't open again.
We're all out of coffee.
Life has enough surprises. Your car shouldn't be one of them. Stockton Honda keeps your car worry-free. From routine maintenance to that something's not right moment, our certified Honda experts know how to fix it right the first time.
Here you go, ma'am. You're all set.
Thank you.
Stockton Honda Service Department, keeping you ready for the road ahead.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
Dougie McBuckets is a Sacramento King. Drapes, did you see that one coming?
I did not. He wasn't a name that I had on my radar. It was a guy I thought maybe earlier in the offseason that I think we threw out there. You know, when we did our wheel of names, maybe he might have been on there. But a little shocking that this was the guy that they signed after making a trade with McDaniels.
Yeah, Dougie McDermott, 10-year NBA veteran, appeared in 64 regular season games last year. Kings have a pair of openings on their projected 15-man regular season roster. I'll tell you one thing, a lot of Kings fans, when they hear Doug McDermott, they think back to the 2nd of April, 2023, when the Kings are trying to lock things down, and the Spurs beat the Kings in overtime, and Doug McDermott scored 30 points at Center. Remember that? He was on fire.
I don't remember that, but wow, yeah. That was one of those PTSD things, one of those like nightmares we're trying to forget, right? So what do you think about this move, man? You like it?
At first, I was underwhelmed and a little puzzled by it. But, you know, remember before the offseason began, I said, I think they need shooting. Well, they add shooting, and you add a veteran player coming off the bench who has a good history with Herter and also with Domas. So I get it. I just felt like they were going to go in another direction as an organization.
Yeah, I mean, this is a nice little pickup.
Yeah.
You know, I think, you know, for what the team needs, this is an upgrade over Jalen McDaniels. This is a guy that can actually, you know, give you something, and this is something I talked about yesterday, a specific skill set. You know, Jalen McDaniels, we don't know what his skill set was. You know, it's, I don't know what he brings to the team. We know what Doug McDermott brings to the team. When you look at some of his career numbers, 41% career three-point shooter. They did not address any defensive needs, though, which is, you know, concerning to me. I'm looking at the perimeter defense. I think we definitely need to upgrade there. So in that respect, it was a little surprising that this was the guy.
If anything, this move exacerbates that, right?
Right.
Dougie McDermott not going to be a threat to make any all defensive teams.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. It's like, you know, you go, you know, ideally he's probably backing up DeMar DeRozan, probably your 10th man, if you will. Won't play a whole lot. But yeah, it's, you know, here's the thing about the Kings, the roster. And, you know, this is why I thought maybe Keon Ellis could come off the bench. When your defense is struggling to start the game, who's your relief pitcher? Who's in the bullpen that you say, all right, we're struggling defensively. Let me look over here and grab this guy off the bench, plug him in. We don't have anybody like that. And that concerns me. And so they still have an open roster spot. Maybe they do something else. That's why I thought a guy like Jay Crowder, even though he's getting up there in age, a lot of miles left, you know, made a little bit more sense for me than Doug McDermott. But I get their plan. I get their idea. This is a guy that can spread the floor and knock it down. Now, let me say this. When you got Doug McDermott, great three-point shooter, I think this makes, in my opinion, Kevin Herter more likely a starter for the Kings this season.
Really?
Because I feel like Herter and McDermott are kind of redundant. And you know, coming off the bench, and we'll have to see what Mike Brown's plans are for McDermott. Maybe he's a DMP CD guy. You know, maybe he's a part of the rotation. We don't know. But having two guys, McDermott and Kevin Herter, coming off the bench behind Malik Monk also, it seems like we got too many similar guys coming off the pine.
We don't know if the Kings are going to do anything else, but if they wanted to, assuming that Dougie McDermott is signing for the veterans minimum or something thereabouts, that would make, and then he makes the roster, he would count against the cap for about $2.09 million. That would leave the team's salary roughly $3.7 million below the luxury tax line with 14 players under contract.
Right.
So bottom line, if you wanted to add somebody still, you'd have about $3.74 million with which to do it. But
yeah, and that's not a lot, but that's a veteran minimum kind of guy.
Yeah.
Somebody no big splashes or anything like that. I do think by adding Doug McDermott, and you talked about it before, we definitely need some perimeter defense coming off the bench. We don't have any. Like, that's what I thought. Maybe if Jalen McDaniels could show that would be his role. Clearly he didn't during the preseason. But right now, it's and I'm looking at Compio already trolling out there. Welcome to the Kings Cooper flag sweepstakes. Come on, Compio. Come on.
Wow.
All right,
That's a little
right.
premature.
I mean, the signing of Doug McDermott means, we're done. Like, what are we talking about here? But yeah, like you said, it exacerbates the need for more defense on this team, I think.
Yeah. So I think a lot of fans were disappointed because they thought the team would get tougher. They thought the team would get a little more size. It's not to say it's not a good move, but I think that's where fans are.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't speak for you. Fans thought again, somebody with a little more of that dog in them, and that's not what this move is. So some fans, I think, are feeling a little bit like, well, wait, why did they do that? They did it to add shooting.
Add shooting, which the team needs. Obviously, we see this preseason, they're not able to knock down their threes.
No,
which is,
not really, huh?
Not really, which is kind of surprising, man. Like, you would think at some point, one game at least, they get hot from three.
But do you think this was in reaction?
No,
to that?
I think this was all part of the plan.
I
I
agree.
think this was part of the plan even before yesterday or anything like that. It's just it's a solid move. He's an NBA player, but if we're being honest, he's probably not the difference between a championship and not.
I think that's one of the things that surprised me a little bit, Kyle. It's the type of move that a team makes when they're maybe towards the end of the year and they feel like this one guy is going to give us just enough, And right now it's like, well, okay, he helps them some, but how is it a significant move?
Yeah.
We'll see. But that's, I think, why some of us are a little, okay, I guess I get it, but
did we set ourselves up, though? Did we set ourselves up, and I'm talking Kings fans in general, Ingram, Levine, precursor to maybe a big move. I wasn't expecting, I'm sure you probably weren't expecting fireworks, but there was some talk out there. This is a sparkler. This is a little smoke bomb, if you will. It's like a starter pack, just something.
Sparkler or smoke bomb? There's a big difference between those.
Is there a big difference?
Sparkler's like, okay. Smoke bomb's like, I'm out.
Oh shoot. All right, so he's not a smoke bomb.
Okay.
He's not a smoke. He's a sparkler. He may give us a game or two where we like, oh man, that's a pretty good game from Doug McDermott, but it doesn't move the needle in the Western Conference. Well, let me ask you this though, too, real quick.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about the Devontae Adams trade and him going to the Jets. Their roster is improved. They are better talent-wise. They have more. Same thing with the Sacramento Kings, though. You go from McDaniels to Doug McDermott, that's an upgrade. It might not be a big one. It might not be 5 games, but you're slightly better now.
I agree with that. Looking at the bench a couple days ago, maybe it was last week, there were a lot of question marks on there. Like, this guy could be good, but we don't really know. Now you have a guy who's a proven commodity.
Yes.
And he's a proven shooter. A lot of NBA writers and media members, they call this guy sharpshooter, that guy sharpshooter. Sometimes, he's really not. This guy is.
Yeah.
When you look at his shooting numbers, he is a sharpshooter. But as far as the disappointment over this not being somebody else, that's your fault because you got us all excited yesterday about Jay Crowder.
So would Jay Crowder be exciting?
I think it was
like, would that be, here we come?
That was
raising
the
the
type
championship
of player that a lot of fans were expecting. You know what I mean?
I was
That's
too.
not really your fault.
No, I was about to say, how am I taking
you
blame
got,
for that?
If they sign him, he'll be on the show.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
I know I got excited.
Yeah, exactly. And who knows? Maybe that'll still happen. Jay Crowder is still out there. But no, you're right, man. It's Doug McDermott, solid player, veteran guy. pros pro, if you will. But yeah, we still need a little bit of dog, a little toughness. I mean, I'm looking at what happened last night, and I don't even need the box score, Whitey. The eye test was telling me Utah felt comfortable against us last night, even though they turned the ball over 26 times. I think they felt comfortable in their shots. Keontae George looked comfortable out there. We need somebody that's going to make them feel uncomfortable, and Doug McDermott isn't that right now.
Did Keegan pass up a three that he should have taken at the end of the game?
I thought Keegan passed up a three. I thought DeMar DeRozan passed up a layup at the rim, the one where he threw out there and threw it out of bounds. I thought the final possession was poor. Like, you got to draw up something better than that. And so, I'm going to have Drape Steaks coming up at 4:00, but that's one of the things I was disappointed in, the late game execution. And maybe it's guys trying to figure out, like, for instance, DeRozan making that extra pass. Maybe he's trying to be the team player and overthink, like, finish up at the rim, DeRozan. Go knock that down. Same thing with Keegan. I thought Fox could have made an extra pass, late in the game too. And so maybe that's just guys trying to learn each other and figure it out. But the reason why you bring DeMar DeRozan in, reason why you got a De'Aaron Fox, clutch games, late in games, you should be money. I didn't think it was that good closing out last night.
Yeah, preseason or not, there's one thing, and we all know what it is, that the Kings have to start doing, and we're back with that after a quick timeout. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sepp Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sepp Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sepp's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
You've heard the saying, penny wise, pound foolish, right? It means you do something that will save you a little bit right now, just pennies, but that ends up costing you pounds in the end.
People put off tuning up their furnace because they don't want to take the time or spend the money to get it done.
But it only takes 90 minutes and costs just $87, which is just pennies compared to the huge problems and expenses that can rack up if you don't get your furnace tuned up.
You'll also save money on your energy bills, and your system will last longer.
So don't be penny wise and pound foolish. Call Bell Brothers for a precision tune-up and professional cleaning today.
Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Kings falling to the Jazz last night. So what? They're 0-4 in the preseason. So what? But Drapes, you got to make threes at some point, don't you? You have to make a few threes. Yeah. And I know it's preseason, but still, you got to make a few shots.
Well, I mean, guys don't seem to be panicking or too upset right now. It's just preseason.
Malik
everything.
He was upset last
night. He was, though, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of days ago, he was talking, it's preseason. We ain't worried. Then they went out there and shot, 10 of 38 as a team. Keegan, 5 of 11. I mean, take out Keegan's 5 of 11, Whitey. You're talking 5 of 27 for everybody.
And remember,
else.
One of those 5 was De'Aaron Fox
half quarter
from 55.
Yeah, exactly. And so, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. They got to get better at that, for sure.
35 for 138 so far from 3. 35 for 138.
Dang. That's below 30%. That's just.
And I agree with you. At times last night, it didn't look like the offense was necessarily functioning at a high level, but still, they're getting good looks. They're not making anything.
Yeah, getting good looks, and I got the numbers right here. What's interesting and really sad about this, they're shooting 25.2% from three-point range.
Mm-hmm.
The New Orleans Pelicans are at 26.3%. But what's also interesting too, Whitey, as you dig deeper into the numbers, they aren't getting up as many three-point shots. They're 27th in the league in three-point attempts.
I'm assuming some of that is by design now that you have DeRozan.
You think? I don't know.
Because he doesn't take as many, and he's got the ball a lot. We haven't had a chance to ask.
Yeah, that's something we should find out. Yeah, because what is this team's identity offensively now? One area where I think they play extremely well, obviously, is fast break transition. They do a good job of that. But in the half court, who are they? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, we were known as a three-point team. We talked also last year about, Dallas and Boston, if I'm correct, weren't they 1 and 2 in three-point attempts, and the Kings were third? Are we changing who we are now with DeMar DeRozan?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening?
I don't know.
We need to find that out.
Jay Triano on this show last year talked about 40 is our target number.
Yep.
I know Mike Brown talked about that. And I'm not sure that that's where they are right now. I'm anxious to find out myself. I'd noticed that too. Like I said, I was assuming that's by design, but maybe not. Maybe that's something that they're still kind of sorting out. By the way, as you said, the Kings shooting 25% from three so far in the preseason. Opponents are shooting 43%. Preseason, I know, Jay.
It's preseason. It's preseason. No need
Jay
to
just
panic.
gave me the look.
Jay giving
That's
you the
not
look
good.
already?
Preseason, man.
I don't care if it's during a scrimmage. That's not good.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
No one's keeping stats though.
I would be.
But Jay, that was an issue last season also. Defending the 3-point line. They didn't give up a whole lot of attempts, but teams routinely, it felt like, shot the lights out against us. And I'm watching last night, man. Very early on in the game, I watched Keontae George get by De'Aaron Fox, get into the lane, hit a layup. Then after that, he felt like he was Steph Curry out there. He had back-to-back threes. And I think one of the issues we have defensively, and, High Flyer used to say it the other day, last week, he was like, I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. Well, the Kings defense needs to be ready right from the opening jump because the NBA is too good. You got too many good players out there who just, once they see the ball go into the basket, they get comfortable. They start feeling good. I need the Kings to set a tone defensively, make them work for it. Like, don't limp into the game. Come ready right off the jump.
Mm-hmm. One thing they did well as far as getting into the passing lanes, they forced, and again, I know it's preseason, but these numbers are worth talking about. Utah turned the ball over 24 times.
Yeah, 24.
But the Kings, in addition to that, had 16 steals. Well, actually, those go hand in hand, but
right.
16 steals for the Kings. I thought they did a good job last night when Lauri Markkanen got to the bottom of the circle and realized, mouse in the house. Then he figures I go down to the bottom of the circle. I got like an 8-footer, and the Kings did a good job of doubling and digging in there and knocking the ball out.
Yeah. The hands were active.
Yeah.
You talked about 16 steals. I'd like to find out the deflection count. Mike Brown and the squad staff always big on that.
That's right.
But, you look at some of the numbers from this game. Sacramento shooting 105 times.
Yes.
Utah just 71.
Yes.
34.
You don't see that.
You don't see that. And you lose. You look at the offensive rebounds, 20 offensive rebounds. So that led to more shot attempts, obviously.
Yeah.
You look at the turnovers. You dominated the turnover battle. You dominated fast break. Maybe where you lost this game is at the free throw line. They made 27, Whitey. We only made 14.
The free throw line and the
3-point line. Yeah. Both of those. I mean, and you got to make some shots too.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make some shots. I mean, Malik had a rough night, and obviously, he's a little frustrated going 2 of 12 from the field. But you got to be better, man. Domas started out hitting 8 of 9, I think it was, and then tailed off in the second half. Doc Rivers always said it was a make-miss league, and we missed a lot of shots last night.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting what you're saying about Keon Ellis. I know we've gone back and forth on it a lot. But it's just a really interesting question here going forward. Now, he only took 3 shots last night. He scored 4 points. But as far as I'm concerned, he would be my starter. But I see what you're saying. If he's starting, then you got Kevin Herter and Dougie McBuckets coming off the bench. There is some, as you said, redundancy.
And, the thing about Kevin Herter, he doesn't have to come out there in a starting role and average 15 or anything like that. Just the threat of Kevin Herter, I think, makes life easier for everybody else. And it's no offense to Keon. He just hasn't built up that reputation yet. If you throw Kevin Herter in that starting lineup, I guarantee coaches are talking about keep an eye on Herter coming off pin downs. He's a hot guy. You got to run him off the 3-point line. I don't know if they're saying that about Keon Ellis. And so, and like I said before, if you throw Kevin Herter in, now you got Keon coming off the bench. Defense is struggling. Keon can be your X factor for defense coming off the bench. Offensive is struggling. You got Malik Monk. And so I would not be shocked, and maybe we'll see Kevin Herter in action tomorrow, that at some point Kevin Herter is the starter at that 2 spot.
As you're talking there, I glanced over at the text line 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. People are getting very restless already.
Really?
Already. Look at this from Jeff. Let's talk real, guys. The only way we get a stud power forward is to trade in our biggest chip. Kings trade Fox for that guy. That's why we have so many guards in the room. Our next starting guard is already here.
Who's he talking about?
I'm not sure. From the 916, it'll be nothing short of miraculous if the Kings finish over 500 with this roster. That's the new bar, in my opinion. They'll be lucky to qualify for the play-in. Why can't we have nice things?
Is this really what's happening? Is this how Sacramento is? These aren't Sacramento Kings fans, right? That's not how it really is.
I was a little surprised by it.
That's not. Come on now. We overreacting off of 4 preseason games, Whitey? Like, come on. What is Jeff and the other person from the 916 talking about? He's ready to trade De'Aaron Fox in the preseason. This is crazy. 2 years ago, Fox was the man. Now he can't play at all. We need to get rid of him. It's a joke. Kings fans, we got to be better than that. Like, I understand it's a little bit of frustration, but it's preseason. Now, if we're still talking like this in mid-November, team get off to a 3-7 start or something like that, then we can, have a conversation. But I'm not worried at all. Are you worried? Oh, you're worried over there.
I wouldn't use the word worried, but I'll tell you what I am. To me, this reflects the fact that a lot of fans have been assuming since DeRozan came here that the Kings are easily a 50-win team. They're going to compete for a top spot in the West. And they could, but you know how it's been the last 2 years, so topsy-turvy. To me, it's all on the table. Yeah, they could be a top 4 team in the West. They could be struggling to make the play-in. And the difference between those two, it's not great. There's not a big difference between those two. So I'm not assuming that, wow, they're set 50-win team. They could be, but I just think there's a lot of things they still have to figure out, and there's a lot of variables on the table for this team this year.
So do we think the Kings roster is better today than it was a season ago?
I think so.
Then why wouldn't we expect better results than last season?
Because everyone else, or not everyone else,
not everybody
got better too.
A lot of teams got worse.
That's what I said.
Everybody. A lot of teams got worse. Denver got worse. Clippers got worse, just to name a couple right there. With Lakers ain't do a damn thing. Warriors, I got to see what happens with them. And so I think the Kings are one of the teams that got better. And so this panicking by some members of the fan base talking about, we'll be lucky if we finish over 500. Dog, we have 46 wins with no Malik Monk down the stretch, no Kevin Herter down the stretch. Why can't, and we added DeMar DeRozan, and we got Malik back and Kevin Herter back healthy. Like, why can't 48, 49, 50, 50, 51 wins beat a goal for this team?
I think that actually was Kevin O'Connell or Hollinger.
Or Hollinger, right?
Yeah.
With the 916. Yeah. It's just, it's really bad. Like, if we're really getting like this, you know what I'm worried about, Whitey? if it's like this for preseason games,
I know
what's going to happen if they start off 0-2 or something like that. King says, "I'm not ready for it. I'm not going to allow that." You got to talk to me in like late November if we're ready to jump off the ship here, jump off the roller coaster. I mean, come on now, you can't get like that already.
A part of the problem is it's way too early to feel that way, but they haven't really played well yet. So, some fans, I think, are a little taken aback by that.
Those fans don't know basketball, Whitey. You add a piece like DeMar DeRozan, it takes some time.
Sure.
It takes time. It's not like, it's not 2K, ladies and gentlemen. That's the problem. Everybody think it's fantasy basketball. Oh, I'll draft this guy. Oh, look at my team. We're going to go out there and beat everybody. You got to have some chemistry. DeMar still hasn't even figured out his role yet, ladies and gentlemen. I'm watching him play. He's passing up shots he normally takes. And so let's calm down, man. Those people, you can't just do that, Whitey. It's not you.
No, I don't.
It's ridiculous.
It's, like I say, surprised me. I'm wondering if we even can take that one seriously. 500 is the new.
I know, right? That's the miraculous.
Meanwhile, the 49ers getting ready to take on the Chiefs, and Rod Brooks is going to join us with an update on that next. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
The Sacramento State Hornets are back at home this Saturday. Come check out the high-flying Hornets as they host the Weber State Wildcats. It's homecoming, so come check out some great football and stay for the post-game fireworks. That's Saturday, October 19th, as the Hornets take on Weber State, Hornet Stadium, 6 o'clock. Tickets on sale now at hornetsports.com. And remember, Stingers up.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
According to Dave Pells, most golfers don't allow for enough break on putts. During your next round, mark your scorecard, whether you missed putts above the hole with an A or below the hole with a B. If you have more Bs, add more break until you have an equal number of A and B misses, and you'll make more putts. Ernie L. says bombing the driver on a par 5 might not always be the best strategy. Rather, you should get yourself to your ideal shot distance to the green. So if that's 120 yards, then for a 500-yard hole, you need shots of 200 and 180 yards. There are lots of ways to play a hole. Bobby Jones said a leading difficulty with the average player is that they totally misunderstand what is meant by concentration. They may think they're concentrating when they are merely worrying. Jones and all the great players knew that the game is played in the 6 inches between your ears. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, we'll get back to the Kings conversation and how much of the panic is warranted right now? The answer is none, but we'll get back to that as we turn our attention to the 49er game this week. Can you believe it, Drapes? You look at the numbers, and Big Throw Brock is taking on Dink and Dunk Mahomes this week. Can you believe that? With more on that, nice enough to join us as he's kind enough to every week. NBC Sports Bay Area 49er insider and a pre- and post-game host, Rod Brooks. How are you, Rod?
I'm doing fine, but you know what, man? You nailed it, because that's exactly what both quarterbacks are doing right now. I mean, Mahomes is, limited for reasons I'm sure we'll get into, but he's still Patrick Mahomes. I mean, we're not saying anything crazy. And Brock Purdy, with the exception of last week, he's slinging that thing. His depth of target against the Rams was over 11 yards. It was 14.7 against New England. It was close to 10 yards against Arizona. His depth of target last week against Seattle was a little bit over 7 because they started running the ball. The Niners did, like they should have been doing against Arizona and against the Rams. So, the thing with Brock is, hey, man, whatever they need him to do, he can do it.
Rod Brooks joining us. Rod, before we turn our attention to this matchup, was that win over Seattle impressive, or was it like I said that the Seahawks are the West Coast version of the New England Patriots?
Can it be both things? Because Seattle's not good. They're not good defensively. And that was, the thing I kept harping on last week, is that you had a chance to get an Arizona team that was not good defensively, specifically and basically exclusively against the run, and the Niners squandered that opportunity. They didn't squander that opportunity against the bad Seattle run defense, and they took advantage of it. But when you look at Seattle, beyond run stopping, they're not good in pass coverage. They don't really get after the quarterback. And they were injured too. Losing, not having Tariq Woolen for that game, I don't think it would have meant Seattle won, but they're losing a big guy, on the back end of their defense and big in their pass coverage. Seattle offensively, they're kind of caught in between. They don't know if they should run the ball or if they should let Geno throw it around as they have. DK Metcalf is a very, very good wide receiver, but if he's not getting the ball, all of a sudden he becomes a problem, and they don't have a good offensive line, Seattle. So they're not good on both sides of the ball, especially defensively. But for the Niners, that was a game that they needed to win, that they had to win. For them to go up and play the way they did, and at times, look good and almost look good in a dominating fashion, I just think both parts of your statement can be basically equally true.
Yeah, I think I learned all I need to know about Seattle when Geno turned to his own sideline and said, "What the bleep are y'all doing?" So that's kind of where they are. But do you think there are any encouraging signs from the 49er offense in terms of turning around their misfortune in the red zone?
Yeah, no, I do. 100%. There was a quote from George Kittle last week, and basically he said, "Hey, listen, we understand how important Christian McCaffrey is, especially to the red zone. He's a big piece of the puzzle. But when you don't have that piece of the puzzle, you need to change some things up." And I interpreted that George Kittle was saying, "Hey, man, give me the ball." And George Kittle is one of the guys that they needed to lean on in the red zone, and they did that. So just to know that you have that, it's there, it can pay dividends for you. The Niners ran the ball much better, even if it didn't necessarily manifest itself in red zone touchdowns. I thought they ran the ball better. That was a part of the problem and a part of the process. More play action in the red zone, and more play action overall for the Niners was beneficial. So the beginning of it, this group they got coming up in Kansas City is a whole different animal. We know how good they are. We know how good they are specifically defensively, and they're still those dudes. But I think, I just kind of focus on the Niners and them doing the things that they're capable of and taking care of business. They did that in Seattle, and they're doing that with the red zone. And when McCaffrey does get back here in 3 weeks to a month, that's just my estimation. I'm not breaking any news here. But when he gets back not too long after the bye week coming up here in a couple of weeks, I think those red zone problems will be behind them, but they still got to block better. They still have to be smarter. They still have to be more creative. And those are the things we saw in Seattle a few days ago.
Hey, Rod, last week with Seattle, we knew their defense, could be exploited by the ground game. Is it different this week where it seems like Kansas City's bread and butter is stopping the run? How do you see that playing out?
Oh, man. To be honest with you, I don't know. Because I do know, actually, and I think the Niners actually went down this road with success against Seattle, and this is what they have to do. The Niners, they let the Cardinals dictate whether they should run the ball. When they started throwing 5- and 6-man fronts, I believe I talked about this. When they started throwing 5- and 6-man fronts at the Niners, especially early in the game, Arizona did, the Niners checked out and they started throwing the ball. And that's exactly what Arizona wanted. Well, then you go to the Seattle game. I can think of a couple of instances right now off the top of my head where Seattle had 8 in the box, 5-man front. Right? They were there to stop the run, but the Niners blocked it up. They got to the second level, and they had success. I can think of a run. I think it was for like 28 or 32 yards that the Niners had in the first half, where it was against a 5-man front and an 8-man box. So I say all that to say that's probably what they're going to have to do when they face this Kansas City Chiefs defense on Sunday, is that they're going to give up to stop the run, because that's what they do. Their fifth, Kansas City, is in rushing defense, and the Niners are just going to have to keep sledgehammering away and then get themselves in not necessarily manageable passing down of distances, but get themselves in a situation where that play action that they ran more last week from a percentage standpoint, they were 29% play action usage rate against Seattle. That play action only works if you're running the ball. I don't think the Niners are going to run for 200 yards on Kansas City like they did against Seattle, but it's the usage and the threat of the run that will make that play action work. So I in my estimation, that's where the Niners have to go, so they can, again, get to that passing defense that is not as good as Kansas City's rush defense, but Kansas City overall, all 3 levels of that defensive skill, which is really, really, really damn good. So the Niners are going to have to play close to perfect football like they did in Seattle, where they didn't give up sacks and they didn't turn the ball over.
What is the official Rod Brooks over-under on how many kickers the 49ers go through this year? Is it 7? Is it 8?
I mean, it ain't looking pretty good right now, but if we go set it at 7.5, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the under. They brought Anders Carlson in. If you follow kickers, the one person out there that's listening that does, that's a name you're familiar with. They brought him in and put him on the practice squad. Wright is still dealing with having a shoulder issue from having to make the tackle. But the bigger overarching point, is this isn't the most serious thing in the world, but it's not really funny. Hey, man, the Niners can't keep getting their kickers hurt because it's a 2-part problem. They can't kick it in the end zone, which Moody didn't do. That's what got him hurt. And Wright didn't do in Seattle. That's what got him hurt. That's bad enough as it is. But the kick coverage is the problem. Yeah. The kicker is the last line of defense. He shouldn't be making a tackle. And the Niners' punt and kick coverage, and special teams overall, but specifically coverage, has been so bad, in my estimation, because they got a bunch of young dudes out there. They got a bunch of guys who are not necessarily primetime players. And I don't mean it as an insult, no disrespect, but I guess I was just very insulting and disrespectful. They got guys out there who are just they're not good right now. If they had, I just think back to Jim Harbaugh when he was the coach of the Niners. He had defensive players playing special teams, playing coverage, because his thing is, why am I going to take my best players off the field for a part of the game that is as important, especially when it's done well or not done well, when it's as important as offense and defense? Now, I'm not saying that should be done, and obviously Kyle Shanahan doesn't see it that way, but the guys that the Niners have playing defense and then the guys they have coming in playing coverage, you got guys that are off the practice squad. You got guys that are really, really young, rookies, first-year, second-year players, and that's been a massive part of the problem when it comes to punt and kick coverage, and that's why the Niners are, they got their kicker a little black book out, like Tommy from Martin had the little black book with GTD in it. And if you watch Martin, you know what GTD means. I don't have to say it.
Oh my
God! Niners got that kicker little black book out, and that's why they've been calling these guys. And I love the fact that y'all know what GTD means.
Come on now. You terrible, Rod. You terrible. Hey, man, you the only dude I know to drop Martin references, man. I appreciate that. That's right. This guy.
Hey, I knew I was in good company. That's why I did.
Exactly. Hey, let me ask you this, man, because I hear Niner fans talking about, we got our extended rest, 10 days off. We'll be ready. Chiefs coming off some rest as well. How do you see, both teams being rested? I don't want to say healthy because we know that's not true, but how do you see both teams going into this game?
Niners needed that mini bye, and they needed it from a health standpoint. They also needed it just from a mental standpoint because the last couple of games were a grind because of the position they got themselves in. But Andy Reid coming off a bye week, and I just finished doing my notes a little while ago, so I got the numbers right here. Man is 21-4. Andy Reid is coming off a bye week in his career. 8-3 with Kansas City coming off the bye week.
Okay.
Andy Reid with time to prepare with that team, that's a problem. That's a big problem. But you know what? Hey, man, that's just the way it works. Kansas City coming off a bye when they see the Niners. The Cowboys are going to be coming off a bye when they see the Niners. But you know what, man? Whatever. Check ball. Let's go. Line it up. That's the NFL, man. You got to deal with it.
Rod, thanks for your time. Have a good show. We'll be watching on TV, and we'll catch up with you next week. We appreciate it.
It's always fun.
Yeah,
I know.
It is fun. He's bringing
it. Yeah, man, that's our guy.
Bringing it.
No, that's a good get, man. He'll be joining us every week, too, throughout the Niners season. So that's good stuff.
Mm-hmm. When we come back, we'll tell you why at least one fan, I think this fan speaks for many fans, tell you why at least one fan is not overly thrilled with the move the Kings made today.
Really?
Is he wrong? That's next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow. Sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Made a Chevy Silverado blowout is on with $12,750 off MSRP. Every new 2024 Silverado half-ton LT in stock after rebates. Or choose $12,000 off MSRP on every new 2024 Silverado half-ton RST in stock after rebates. Exclusively at Made Chevy at MadeAChevy.com. Sacramento's Silverado headquarters. Whatever Silverado you choose, you'll save thousands at Made Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, some other offers. Greater 2010 model year or newer. Ends 10/31/24.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Power Days?
The savings just keep getting better and better. Right now, you can save up to $17,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorns. And yes, I said the very nicely equipped, updated 2025 Rams.
Man, that is some of the best savings you've had all year.
Yep, and you won't find better deals on more Ram trucks than at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center. There's a reason we continue to be one of the biggest Ram dealers in the country, with numerous customer service awards, including the very prestigious Walter P. Chrysler Award, which means we are in the top 1% of dealers in the nation.
Don't miss the savings at Hoblet. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
17,000 total net savings after 12,500 factory rebates and 4,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. 3,000 in Hoblet inventory select coupons and 2,000 in Hoblet trade-in assistance coupons. Must have qualifying trade-in. At least 5 of the net savings. Coupons only while supplies last. See dealer for details.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Thanks for being with us. Thanks to Rod Brooks. He's been really funny the last couple of weeks. I mean, always insightful, but the last couple of weeks, bringing the funny.
Getting more comfortable with this. Yeah, I like that. Good dude, too. Good dude.
Before we get back to the Kings, just some numbers here, and thank you, Jay, for sharing these. I think you saw these drapes because I think Jay sent them to both of us. But, you know, we were talking with Rod Brooks about Big Arm Brock against Mahomes, a dinker and dunker. So far this year, air yards per attempt, Brock Purdy 10, Mahomes 5. Air yards per completion so far this year, Purdy 9.1, Mahomes 3.6. And percentage of passing yards from yards after catch, Purdy is 32.8, which is last in the league, and Mahomes is 66.7%, which is first in the league. And that's a real surprise because, you know, the 49ers are built on yak. This year, they ain't getting
that. I don't know what it is. You know, obviously Debo missed some time. No CMC, who's a big yak kind of guy as well. But yeah, you know, Purdy has had to do it all through the air with little help from the receivers.
Speaking of little help, a lot of people feel like the Kings, not a trade, the signing, pardon me, signing Dougie McDermott. A lot of people feel like it might be a little help, but a lot of people a little disappointed. Here, I think this sums up how a lot of fans are feeling. This is from a guy named at SMC Hoops on Twitter, and his name's Jeff, and he's been listening to the station, following the Kings for a long time. And on Twitter, he says, "Hey, Monty, Lyles is your only actual power forward. He's not great. He's also hurt. Your center is awesome, but undersized. Will you acquire a 6'9" power forward that can do the dirty work? Monty, how about we get another gravity-bound 6'6" perimeter-based combo forward?" Jeff says, "Man, dude has a type." So that's how I think a lot of fans are looking at this acquisition today. Feeling a little underwhelmed, like, that's a good shooter, but we thought they were going to address the front court.
Well, I mean, there's still time to do that, you know? And let me ask you this. Last week this time, who was that, Jeff or whatever his name? Was he whining and complaining? Basically, they changed out McDaniels for Doug McDermott. That's an upgrade. Now, if they got rid of Trey Lyles and brought in a point guard or something like that, then I can see your frustration. And I don't think they're done yet, to be honest with you. I don't think they're done yet. And let's not forget, maybe they have high hopes for O-Rob. You know, maybe they have hopes for Jones. Like, I got to wait and see. And this guy, Jeff, I mean, he has a type. Well, to me, Monty's type has been guards more so than shooting forwards.
That's a great point, because I think what Jeff is saying is that in his eyes and in the eyes of others, I think they see Doug McDermott as kind of like, yeah, he's a forward, but he's only 6'6", but he is a small forward. He also has played 4, which I don't think you want to do. He has done that. But this is an upgrade to the front court. It's just not somebody that can, as Jeff said, do the dirty work.
Right. And somebody 209, McDermott is way better than the guy we got from Toronto, so it's a win. And that's what I'm talking about, Jeff. It's an upgrade to your roster. It may not be the magic pill that everybody wants, Monty to go out there and get Bobby Portis or somebody like that, but it is an upgrade to the roster. You can't doubt that. And also, let's see Doug McDermott play, too, before you rip the move or anything like that. I need to see it pan out. And they still have a roster spot. Now, if they go all season long and don't bring in anybody over 6'8" to address that need, then maybe that can be, questioned. But we got to see it play out. Like, their roster is better today than it was 48 hours ago, 72 hours ago.
Mm-hmm. Doug McDermott, let's see here. Last year didn't really play a lot. 22-23 with the Spurs, 10 points a game, and he had, I think, his career best in terms of scoring average in 2021 with Indiana when he played with Domantas Sabonis, 13.6 points per game.
So I was coming off the bench, too.
Right? He's primarily
Most of
come
it.
off the bench,
Yeah.
even though I think he was, the 11th pick in the draft. He
Yeah.
was drafted very high. So I don't know how many minutes are there for him. We'll have to sort that out, but I'm not even sure how much he's going to play.
Right. That's the thing. And I wonder if he's going to have some DMP CDs, coaches' decisions.
Yeah.
And, I wouldn't be surprised. But, to me, he's a guy, he's probably your 10th man when it's all said and done. Are we really going to hem and haw over a 10th man and get all up in arms and stuff like that? What if Trey Lyles is healthy? What if they feel like Alex Len is their perfect backup center?
He's playing well, isn't he? For what it's worth.
Man. Alex Len does some nice things out there, man. I think Alex Len does not hurt you when he's out there. Usually makes the right play, doesn't try to do too much. A decent, paint defender, a solid passer, can score around the basket. There are a lot of other worse backup centers out there than Alex Len. And so I don't understand this need with some Kings fans. Oh, man, we got to go out and get somebody. Let me ask you this. Who was the Celtics backup center? Because a lot of times they ran Porzingis and Al Horford.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of times.
Luke Cornett.
Like Luke Cornett, come on now. Is that what we're talking about here? It's like if we sign Luke Cornett, are Kings fans all happy? Like, yes, great job. No, the backup center playing 10 to 15 minutes a game. Backup center is not going to be the difference between a championship or not.
But I looked watching last night. Oh, doesn't this suggest to you? It suggests to me. I'll ask you the question, not to put words in your mouth, but you look at the guys that played last night, and to me, they still seem a little bit on the small side. You had your starters.
Yeah.
Then Malik plays 29 minutes. Jordan McLaughlin plays 20 minutes. Alex Len plays 14 minutes. Isaac Jones and Mason Jones. So, you don't have a lot of size, or at least last night. I know, as you said, Rob's hurt. Maybe he's going to play a lot. Trey Lyles is hurt. Yeah, but as of last night, they look pretty small.
He went with a 7.5 man rotation, though. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Like, he went with his starters, Malik, Jordan McLaughlin, and Alex Len. Isaac Jones and Mason Jones, they got some spot minutes, but really not enough to impact the game.
You're right. They combined for 7 minutes.
Yeah. So he went with like a 7-8 man rotation out there. And so I'm looking at it, Keegan is listed as 6'8", but he plays a little bit bigger with his wingspan. Domas, you're talking a guy that's almost 7 feet. You also Alex Len. I mean, what do we want? Like, now, if he went 9 or 10 deep, something like that. And let's not forget Isaac Jones. Maybe they have plans for Isaac Jones, ladies and gentlemen. And I know people aren't putting respect on Isaac Jones, but when you look at, some of his stats, if you will, I'm gonna look at his wingspan, because that's where 7'3" wingspan, like this guy is a big, long guy. He's a prototypical 4 in the NBA. And so maybe they have high plans for him.
If they get Trey Lyles healthy and playing well, and you get Orlando Washington playing well, as Hollinger calls him, then that addresses a lot of this need.
Right.
And if that doesn't happen, or if you just continue to lean on being small, then, and I know we talked about this yesterday with the high flyer, Drapes, as you know, if you're going to play that way, it can be done, but you have to make shots. You have to make your threes.
Oh, you got to. Yeah, exactly. And that's supposed to be the strength of our team, right?
Yeah.
And we are missing some 3-point shooters, no doubt about it. Trey Lyles can knock. Yeah, none of it counts yet. And that's what I also want to urge Kings fans. Let's see the full roster. let's see what it is. You know what I mean? Kevin Huerter plays, he's in that game last night. Maybe he gets hot from 3, changes the game. And you know how it is too, Whitey. You've been around basketball long enough. Once one guy starts getting flowing, sometimes it becomes contagious.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the ball finds energy. And so I think Kevin Huerter can help that. It's preseason, ladies and gentlemen. You know what it is too, though, Whitey? It's because the expectations from the fans are so high, which is what we want.
Yeah.
We want that, though, right? I'd rather it be like this than, we're done like that commenter. Oh, we'll be lucky if we go 500, win 41 games. That's asinine. That's just dumb. And so I get it, Kings fans. We expect a lot from our team this year. Let's just wait till the games actually matter.
Here you go. All these people are panicking. We're Kings fans since a year ago. Real Kings fans aren't worried. We've been through worse than this. Just stop and chill out.
Thank you. Somebody from the 209 with that. Like, fans are just, are we really getting upset over preseason games?
209 says the problem is with Sabonis. It's been proven longer, bigger teams kind of own us. So it's concerning when that area hasn't been addressed. They didn't put their name on it.
So hold on. How'd we do against Minnesota last year, Whitey?
Did very well against Minnesota.
How'd we do against Denver last year? We held our own against Denver.
Yes. Yes.
So what is
definitely.
this? See, this is the problem with sports talk. People just say stuff without actually fact checking and knowing what the hell they're talking about. It's been proven longer, bigger teams kind of own us. We dominated Minnesota. We dominated the Lakers. They're a long, big, athletic team. We beat the Denver Nuggets last year. So what are you talking about?
Maybe that's why they didn't put their name
right.
on it. Yeah. Coming back with a problem with Nick Young's lazy Sacramento Deer and Fox take.
Okay.
Next, Sacktown Sports.
Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1. Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1.
O'Reilly. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts in West Sacramento and Town Center Plaza next to Nugget Markets now through October 29th for the Customer Appreciation Day sale. You'll get 2 times O Rewards points on select purchases. Plus, pick up 5 quarts of any Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil and receive a $10 gift card after rebate. And buy 1, get 1 free Coca-Cola products at your Town Center Plaza, O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Jeff Lynn's ELO.
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why.
Live in concert in Sacramento. The Over and Out Tour. Jeff Lynn's ELO. The final tour. All the hits. Live at Golden One Center, October 23rd. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Disturbed. Live. Oh, get up, come on, get down with the 25th anniversary of the 5-time platinum album, The Sickness. 2 sets, 1 show, The Sickness in its entirety, and greatest hits with special guests, Daughtry, and nothing more. Friday, May 9th, Golden One Center. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Disturbed. Live.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Damn it, Dupree.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Just digesting the news today, the Kings making an acquisition. They went away in a way that a lot of fans didn't expect them to go, but Doug McDermott is the newest Sacramento King. Dougie McBuckets, sharpshooter, Drapes. There's no way around that. He didn't give you much defensively. Doesn't have a lot of size. A lot of fans wanted somebody who's going to have a little more dog in him. But he's a veteran player, knows his role, is comfortable with it, has played with Domas, and he's a very good shooter.
Exactly, and he's a pro's pro. I mean, a 10-year veteran, a guy that's, played in big games, been in great systems. And so, when I looked at Jalen McDaniels and, the short time he was here, he struggled to hit the three. Like, I'm watching him, I'm like, man, if he could just knock down these open threes, he just wasn't able to. You won't have that problem with Doug McDermott. And so your team is better now with him on the roster.
The Kings, remember, they got Jalen McDaniels in exchange for Sasha and Davion Mitchell, and I think a second rounder in there.
Second rounder, yeah.
And I was just never sure. I remember talking about it when they made the trade. Was Jalen McDaniels somebody that they just, was kind of filler to make the deal work, or did they really think this guy might be a player for them? My guess is that they thought, hey, he may still have something. They saw him in camp, preseason, and figured, nope, he's not what we hoped, so we're going to move on. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would think so. It was a flyer, It was like, let's take a flyer on this guy, see what he looks like. He's been in camp and in practice. They see it up close and personal, and it just wasn't what they thought. And, now if he was I think what they were hoping was a traditional 3-and-D guy, right? Like, long, athletic on the wing, and then able to knock down threes, sort of like his brother in Minnesota, but he didn't give you that. And so, but then you bring in a guy like Doug McDermott, Whitey, you get one half of the 3-and-D guy.
It's a 3-and-no D.
Right. Now you got to find the D guy too. And so maybe that's still a Jay Crowder. Maybe it's a big out there who can stretch the floor and knock things down.
One of the stories about the Kings that was being discussed around the country was De'Aaron Fox turning down his 3-year, $165 million extension offer from the Kings so that he can presumably qualify for a bigger offer. Mm-hmm. We knew about this weeks, if not months ago, right? It's a little surprising that it became national news, but I guess they had to make it official, right? Because of the deadline.
Yeah, the deadline. Yep. And so nothing to panic about, right? Mm-hmm. If you're a Kings fan.
Yeah. He's eligible next year as De'Aaron Fox to sign a 4-year, $229 million max contract, or if he makes an all-league team, 5 years, $345 million. Mm-hmm. It's amazing how many people are getting carried away by, that much money. Is that too much money? That's the way it works,
right? And De'Aaron will get that, and then somebody will come along and get more than that, and it'll just keep going up.
He will only get that if he earns it. He's gonna have to earn it.
Right, you got to make that all NBA. He's going to have to be one of the top guards in the league this upcoming season, and so he's betting on himself, which is a great thing. If you're the Sacramento Kings, right? Okay, we're going to get the best of De'Aaron Fox because he's trying to get paid.
So on Kyle Draper's favorite podcast, Gil's Arena podcast.
Oh, that dude.
The host, Josiah Johnson, asked the crew if Fox would make an all-NBA team this season. And I think we have Nick Young, Swaggy P. He said, not going to happen.
Averaged 27.6 assists, 5 rebounds in 74 games last season, but was an all-star and all-NBA team snub. So what are the chances that De'Aaron Fox makes all-NBA this season with this new look?
He ain't going to make it. He ain't going to make it. He gets snubbed. Not like that. He gets snubbed too much. Like, people disrespect De'Aaron Fox too much. I think he probably got to get out of Sacramento, to tell you the truth.
Is that just to get recognition or to win?
He been in there too long. I don't know. It's just, to me, De'Aaron Fox should be, for sure, a top 5 point guard in this league, but
you don't think he's a top 5 PG right now?
I think so, but he don't get no credit for what he's doing. People put everybody above De'Aaron Fox. He get forgot about every time. I think it's just because it's Sacramento. I don't know. Like, you go to Sacramento, that's like the last, you done after that.
Dang.
It's over.
It's a graveyard.
All right, it's a graveyard. Like, that's like the last stop. Like,
for sure.
There's worse teams than that.
Now.
There's worse teams.
Sac and Wizards now and Detroit.
Yeah. Portland.
Now you putting Sacramento in that conversation?
Yeah, it's like the last stop before you go to the upper room.
Yeah.
The only thing that Nick Young said there that I agree with is when he said, I don't know. A couple times, I don't know. That's just an old lazy take.
Yeah. Not surprising coming from Nick Young. I mean, the more he talked, the more it became clear he don't know what the hell he's talking about. You know what I mean? It's like, he should have stopped earlier. Then we could have had a real discussion. But as he kept talking, putting us in the same category as Detroit and Charlotte and Washington, it's like, dude, have you been paying attention to the NBA the last couple of years?
Apparently not. I think he probably got to get out of Sacramento, to tell you the truth. No, I think that was true. Earlier in De'Aaron's career, you could say that, wow, it's not working for either side. But the last couple of years, 2+ years now, Sacramento's given him every opportunity to blossom, and he has.
Yeah. And here's the thing. When's the last time a free agent chose Washington or Detroit? We had DeMar DeRozan choose Sacramento. And so, we had Malik Monk choose to stay here. And so, Nick Young's totally wrong. And to your point, Whitey, yeah. Like, if I was De'Aaron, I'm surprised he didn't, raise a stink a few years ago when it looked like the team was going nowhere. But now you got Sabonis, you got DeRozan, you got a young Keegan, like you got your boy Malik there. Like, things are looking up for the Kings.
It's very nicely set up for him. The organization's done that, and he has earned that. Now we'll see what happens. If things don't go the way everyone hopes, then maybe this whole thing looks differently a year or two down the road. But right now, this notion that, he's got to get out of there because it's a bad place for him and it's dragging him down.
It's lazy.
It's just wrong.
Old, lazy. Yeah. It's just, and that's the problem, man. And I know we're giving Nick Young some publicity here, but there's a lot of people out there that are talking that really don't know what the hell they're talking about, and it's whether it's ESPN or on podcasts, whatever it may be, it's like this lazy narrative just doesn't exist. And it's not true. And, like the whole narrative, well, the Kings defense, like they were actually pretty solid defensively last season. I think people, aren't understanding that the Kings are in a much better position than they were 3 years ago.
I think you can actually prove it. It's demonstrably provable that Sacramento, the last couple of years during De'Aaron Fox's career, is not dragging him down. It's helping to elevate him.
Yeah. And ask Monty, Mike, anybody that will tell you over the last 2 years, the Kings and the Nuggets are the only two Western Conference teams, to have 46+ wins. And so you can't put us in the same category as Detroit. De'Aaron Fox is not toiling away in Sacramento. Fox was the clutch player of the year a couple of years ago. He was an all-star. He was an all-NBA. What is Nick Young talking about?
Yeah. If he doesn't make it, if he doesn't make all league, I think it'd be because of two things. One would be because the team wasn't as good as they hoped to be. We'll see. The other thing would be just because there's so many great guards.
Yeah.
In the NBA.
And
that's the thing. It's not like, Sacramento's dragging them down. It's like, it's really hard to be all league.
Right.
Be at the guard position.
And here's the thing, Whitey. Winning cures it all, right?
Yeah,
it's all about winning. I will say this, though. We know the NBA, if you play for certain franchises, you're going to get more shine. But that's not, because you're in Sacramento. Like if Gilbert Arenas, Nick Young's point was true and accurate, there would be only like 5 teams in the league players should want to play for, Boston, New York, LA, like Golden State. Like there are a number of teams. Think about it like this. The Milwaukee Bucks weren't a great franchise when they got Giannis. They helped grow and became a great franchise. Look at where the Warriors were prior to Steph Curry. And so who's to say Sacramento can't achieve those heights? And that's the trajectory I think we're on. So Nick Young don't know what he's talking. And to your point, give De'Aaron Fox tons of credit. He weathered the storm.
Yep.
He weathered the storm, and I ain't never hear a peep out of him saying, get me out of here or anything. Yeah, other people's parents tweeting and things like that, get my son out of here and all of this kind of stuff. You never heard anything from De'Aaron Fox. And so he's earned his stripes here in Sacramento, and Sacramento needs to be loyal to him too.
And you touched on one of the keys to me. For the Kings this year to have this situation where De'Aaron Fox is trying to earn that max deal, that's when you want a player.
Yeah.
And not that he has
motivated.
He's always been motivated, but now he's supremely motivated.
Yeah. He knows it's a big year. He's not oblivious to what this year means to him. And so I expect a huge year from him. And I think it's going to take some time with the new players and trying to figure everything out. But, you know, the one thing I agreed with Nick Young, and this is where he should have stopped it, De'Aaron should be a top 5 point guard in this league. But it's not because of Sacramento. It's because he got to go out there and earn it.
Yes.
He got to win. You know, 2 years ago when we made the playoffs, he was starting to become the talk of the league. Dueling Steph Curry, nearly beat him. Then you had last year, you make the play-in and don't actually make the playoffs. If you win this year and do well in the playoffs, all the accolades will come.
Yeah, he's not just trying to earn that contract. He's trying to prove that he is one of the elite guards.
Yeah.
And I still think, in all fairness, and we've seen him do incredible things here, I don't think he's proven that yet. I think that's clear. He hasn't proven that yet. He has the talent to prove it.
Right.
This is the year for him.
Let me ask you this, though, Whitey. And I hear you, and I agree. I look at a guy like Ja Morant, and I'm just throwing this out there as a talking point. Why is Ja Morant rated so high? And so is it because he's had some playoff success?
I think his team has won more consistently.
Why is Zion, and I'm on different positions, obviously. Why? He ain't won nothing. Pelicans ain't win a damn thing.
He's still, benefiting from the college
reputation.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at, Dame Lillard. Dame's kind of, might be coming down now.
Yes.
Like he's not 5 years ago.
Last year.
Didn't have a great year. And so I do think the door is open for De'Aaron to become a top 5 point guard. I don't know if you got it on the rundown. I haven't looked at. Do you got the top 50 NBA rankings?
Yeah, but we get into it.
Because they got Kyrie rated ahead of De'Aaron Fox, 1 spot ahead of De'Aaron Fox.
We'll look at that.
Yeah, let's look at that.
We'll come back and take
a
glance.
He's hurt. He's hurt. I see it in him.
At that. Give Drapes a minute. We're back with where the Kings rank in the top 50 next. Sacktown Sports.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body?
Huh?
That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
What would it take for a plumbing company to earn your trust? Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And let's face it, plumbing and service companies don't always have the best reputation.
So to earn your trust, the first thing they'd have to do is actually answer the phone when you call with a real live person. Then they'd have to send a plumber when you needed them, day or night, without charging extra for emergency services.
A trustworthy plumber would show up on time, wearing a clean uniform and name badge, and be able to show that they had passed a background check and drug test.
A plumber you could trust would give you a firm quote on the job before starting and clean up after they finish the job.
That's exactly the plumber you'll get when you call Bell Brothers, a plumber you can trust. Call Bell Brothers right now for all your plumbing needs. Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Yesterday, we were feeling pretty good about the brand new ESPN Top 100 because they had two Kings in numbers 51 through 100. We had Keegan Murray was number 94, as you may know, in the ESPN rankings, and Malik was number 65. So we felt like, well, this is great. There's going to be three Kings in the top 50. Today, numbers 50 through 11 came out. They're going to save the top 10 for tomorrow, though you can figure out who it is, the usual suspects. But Drape, sounds like you're not too happy with the way this sussed out.
Nah, here's the problem, man. And I'm looking through the top 50 to 40 or 50 to number 11, I guess.
DeMar DeRozan, 45.
Yeah, our guy DeMar DeRozan, 45, which is, he dropped down from 39. I'm not going to, get too upset over that. That's not what I saw. Jalen Williams, OKC went from 95 to 44.
Woo.
Wow. 95 to 44.
Big mover.
DeJounte Murray at 43. He went from 60 to 43. Like, I feel like DeMar might be getting a little disrespected here when I think about it. I thought he had a hell of a season. He had better seasons than Jalen Williams, than DeJounte Murray, but he's not getting the love. How about James Harden? Actually moved up a couple of spots, 43 to 41. Like, come on, what do we got? Like, yeah, really? Really? It didn't make sense to me.
He's tenured.
Right. Derek White, probably the biggest mover, went from not ranked to 39.
Woo!
That's
crazy.
That's good.
Yes.
Not ranked to 39.
Dude ain't the 39th best player in the league. I don't care.
He is the highest ranked player who wasn't on this list a year ago. Doesn't mean he should be, but he is.
Yeah. Any doubts about his value quickly dissipated thanks to his contributions on offense last season and Team USA. Yeah, Derek White might be getting a little too much love. Think about it. I think they had him higher than Drew Holiday is a little higher than him at 36. As I continue to go down here, Jamal Murray 31. I'm just skipping ahead. Karl Anthony Towns 30. Domantas Sabonis checks in at 29.
He was 22nd last year.
And he had a better season last year, Whitey.
Huh.
Like this past season, he had a better season than 2 years ago.
Here's what they write. When you look at his numbers from last season, it's not easy to comprehend why he dropped 7
Exactly.
positions.
So please tell me why. please tell me why.
Nothing. They don't have an explanation.
They really don't.
I think the way they did this, the methodology was kind of wonky, where they had people pair off players and okay, now it's who's better, this guy or that guy. So that might have contributed to some of the unevenness. But yeah, Domas going 22nd and 29th just doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't, and I'm reading this. I'm thinking, all right, it says, when you look at Sabonis numbers from last season, it's not easy to comprehend. So I'm thinking, all right, what's your reasoning then? Where's the but? And they never gave one.
Yeah. It's almost like Kendra Andrews is saying, this is wrong.
Right. Exactly. Jimmy Butler, 28. Let me go down. Zion, 27. De'Aaron Fox checking in at 26. 3 spots back. He was 23 a season ago.
Huh. See, that means the Kings from 26 through 100, they have 5 players, but it means the Kings don't have any of the top 25 players in the league, according to this list.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
That's
they don't have any of the top 25.
All right. Are there some that, anybody that, like Kyrie Irving is 25? Who would you rather have, De'Aaron or Kyrie?
I'd rather have De'Aaron Fox.
Right. I think De'Aaron is better than Kyrie. So they got that wrong.
Dame Lillard doesn't belong at 23 right now. John Morant, 20?
Yeah, how about that? John Morant, 20. It's like he was 35 last year, now 20 this year. Here's what they say, Whitey. How did Morant move up 15 spots after playing only 9 games last season? Well, he doesn't have to sit out the first 25 games of the season with the suspension, as was the case a year ago. So what? Like, that doesn't mean anything. So the reason why they had him 35 last season is because he had to miss the first 25 games. These are supposed to be the best players in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of number 16 on the list?
Tyrese Tyrese Halliburton.
ESPN's top
That's
100.
pretty high. That's
Tyrese Halliburton. Last year, 21st.
That's pretty high. But this is the problem with the NBA, and I say it every week, Whitey. There are certain guys who are it guys.
Popularity.
Yeah. The guys the league wants to push. Guys the league, wants to market. Guys the media loves. Tyrese plays the media game. Fantastic player. Not taking anything away from him. But is Tyrese and De'Aaron pretty much on even par, would you guys say? Or would De'Aaron? I would say probably even par.
Yep.
Like, why is he 16 and De'Aaron 25? It don't make sense.
Because he just went on a tour. You know, and when I say tour, I mean the Olympics. And like you said, he's in the it.
Yeah,
he's crowd, one of the right. He's guys. At the, as we see these high school movies, he's over with the cool kids.
Yep.
At the table, oh, get out of here type person. So it's just one of those things. I think, to me, they coincide, meaning Nick Young's conversation, his thoughts, his opinion versus the it crowd. When you see these type of lists, it's, East Coast people don't sit down and watch some of the West Coast basketball enough, unless it's a Lakers or it's a national game, right? Like no one's really sitting down and watching Kings games, unfortunately, in Charlotte. Like Charlotte's not paying attention. The Orlando Magic fans aren't paying attention to what Sacramento is doing. And then the other part about it is if, and we've talked about this, and this is, I think, where DeMontis is going to get some push as the starting five. But when you don't have guys go out, do national media, do national pushes, be on every single platform like we saw DeMar DeRozan and Domantas Sabonis this past year. And I think that's the De'Aaron Fox conversation. You don't really see him out in the open. He's not having he's not out where the cool kids are.
Would that change if he was? Some of it's him, right? He doesn't really seek the limelight.
Yeah.
So you put him on an Eastern team that's got a higher profile. He's still going to be him, though, right? So
yeah, but see, I'll give you the Jalen Brunson conversation. When he played for Dallas, it was like, he was a good ball player. Now, albeit he played with someone else, he wasn't the guy.
Yeah, he was overshadowed.
Yeah, but the other part about it is we heard whispers like, this dude is good, and he should be able to get the rock, a little more than what Luka and other guys are doing. But you see what happened. And I know that's the ultimate push is when you go to play for the New York Knicks and do well.
Right.
But I think it's Devin White. Like nobody was screaming him prior to him going to Boston.
Oh, Derek White?
Derek White, excuse me. So like, I think that's the push is when you get to those type of places, you'll automatically, like Jalen Brunson's not the type of guy that's out there and on television every single week. He's a quiet guy. He's kind of reserved, to be completely honest, from what we can see, but he's getting a New York Knicks push.
So why do you think Tyrese in Indiana is getting the push? I think it's the smile, the personality. I mean, think about it.
He's good too.
And he's good,
really good.
But think about it. The dude was here a year and a half, and people cried when he got traded. Think about that,
because he wanted to be here,
right? But Jay, we've seen other players come and go. It was something special about Tyrese, the way he connected. And I think that goes to his personality. The way he makes the media feel good.
He's got a high Q rating.
Yeah, high Q rating.
Exactly. He would have.
Yeah, he's the guy, every mom wants their daughter to date, kind of thing. And so I think that helps him out. He's in small town Indiana, but because he's a little flashy with some of his passes, plays with high energy, smiles a lot. I mean, he's like a poster boy for what the NBA wants to sell.
This may not need to be said, but as far as De'Aaron goes and his relationship with the Kings, if he plays really well and they win, it all takes care of itself, right?
Correct.
Because he'd be happy to stay here if he gets the max.
Yeah.
And they would have to play well, and he'd have to play well for him to get that. So it doesn't matter. All the outside noise wouldn't matter then.
Yeah, and this stuff
gets to that point.
Probably doesn't even matter to De'Aaron, his ESPN ranking or things
I bet
like
it does.
that.
Don't you think, really?
A little
he's
bit.
He's not going to talk about it, but he's looking at some of these numbers going, what?
Maybe a little bit, and hopefully that manifests itself when he takes on Tyrese or when he takes on, Ja Morant or Kyrie Irving. But I don't think De'Aaron plays the game to be liked and to be loved and on that list.
Jalen Brunson, 12? I like Jalen Brunson. 12?
12th best player in the league.
Wemby 11, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Davis. Jalen Brunson 12, last year 32nd.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, he was top 5 in MVP voting.
Cool kid table. What have you done for me lately? You took the Knicks from, obscurity to Eastern Conference Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. He put up historic showings and ascended to superstardom in the playoffs, becoming the first player since Jordan to score 40 in 4 straight playoff games. Is he a superstar?
If he is, it's only because he plays in New York.
Yeah, I
was just going to say that.
I don't know.
That has a lot to do with it.
I don't know about that. I don't know if he's a superstar.
I think they're pushing him to be that because of the Knicks.
Yeah. I don't think, I tell you what, if Jalen Brunson walked down the street, he ain't stopping traffic. To me, it's like a superstar
That's
stops traffic. If I see KD or LeBron or Steph walking down the street, that's Jalen Brunson, great player, fine player.
So it's Jalen Brunson.
Get out of the way. I know, right? Get out of the way. I got go back to New York, right? Exactly. No, it's a solid player.
It's the same thing. It's De'Aaron. Like Jalen Brunson is a very good comparison to De'Aaron. They're great ball players, but they just aren't the guys that you see every single week on podcast or every single week in, on ESPN. But I think Brunson is getting pushed that way because, as you guys are talking about, he's part of the Knicks.
Yeah. The other thing is, in all fairness, he's won in 2 different places more than
true.
Yeah, that's the thing. That and you guys know, you make your reputation in the postseason. De'Aaron needs to have a good to great postseason run. Get the Kings to the second round, get them to the conference finals. Then he'll become more of a household name.
Let me ask you before we move on real quick, and he's a baller. Don't get it twisted. 42-19, Ty Maxey. What's your guys' thought?
We'll tell you when we come right back.
Okay.
To Sacktown Sports. Drive Guys.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Every club on the shelves can be tried for free on the driving range. 3 TrackMan units and a Hagen Oaks team of skilled fitting professionals provide the finest club fitting experience. Our personable Super Shop staff will show you the newest to help you look and play your best. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80. Learn more at hagenoaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
O'Reilly.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts in West Sacramento in Town Center Plaza next to Nugget Markets now through October 29th for the Customer Appreciation Day sale. You'll get 2 times O Rewards points on select purchases. Plus, pick up 5 quarts of any Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil and receive a $10 gift card after rebate. And buy 1, get 1 free Coca-Cola products at your Town Center Plaza, O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Tony calls.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Just going over the list here, ESPN's top 100 list. Today they came out with numbers 51 excuse me, 49, I should say, through, I guess it's 11 through 50. All right, 11 through 50, pardon me. And it's just, we'd rather talk about that than talk about what happened to the Kings last night. And, of course, the big news today is Doug McDermott traded, not even traded, pardon me again. He was actually signed as a free agent by the Kings, so we've been digesting that. But the Kings have 5 guys in the ESPN top 100, but they don't have anybody in the top 25. So we're just looking at some of these rankings. De'Aaron Fox, 26. Why isn't De'Aaron Fox rated higher? And Jay asked a question just before we went to break about his Kentucky mate, Tyrese Maxey, number 19. You think that's a little high, Jay?
Well, it's interesting. I was going to actually put the pressure on you and Drapes.
To me, it's a little high, but overall, I don't have an issue with it. Last year, Tyrese Maxey, he'd average, 20 a year, 20 a game the year before. And yet, last year's like, all right, you're going to have to carry a heavier load. Yeah. And his game withstood that. Yeah, his numbers came down a little bit, but his points per game went up. And he proved that he could take that next step. And I think in some ways he did last year what De'Aaron Fox has to prove he can do this year.
Yeah, it's funny. I kind of feel the same way. Hence why that's why I asked how you guys thought about it, because he's kind of one of those guys that's on the same playing field as De'Aaron Fox. And I think Jalen Brunson's there. I'm pretty sure most people here in Sacramento and certain circles around the NBA would say Ja Morant is kind of in the same circle. I think SGA has kind of separated himself. Yeah. He's kind of taking the next step. And I think Maxey, it's funny because it's tough. And that's why I was going to ask you guys, has Ty Maxey passed De'Aaron, or do you think they're neck and neck, or do you think because he had a great season last year, or is it because he plays in Philadelphia? Like, why do you think he's in front of De'Aaron?
I think it's because he took that major step on a winning team, on a team that was considered a legitimate contender.
They've went further than the Kings and De'Aaron?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Tyrese Maxey has the $1 million smile, plays in Philadelphia, plays alongside Joel Embiid also. And let's keep it real. Like last season, the Sixers finished one game better than the Kings in terms of record-wise. And so Maxey's doing what he's doing as a number 2 option. De'Aaron Fox is the number 1 option on the Kings.
Yeah, but Maxey last year had to be at times a number 1 option. And he came through.
Did he? Check their record with and without Joel Embiid? I would like to know that because I don't know how much he came through. I got to look at
All-Star. He averaged 26 a game. I mean, he had a very good season.
Yeah, but
is he?
Did. No doubt about that. But is he 10 spots ahead of De'Aaron Fox or 9 spots? Or are they on the same path? Or are they same? What's Maxey? What rank was he?
19.
19.
Is he
That's
6 spots? Like Fox has done it for an extended period of time. When you look at it, look at Fox's numbers last year. Look at his numbers 2 years. And so why is it that Maxey's getting, and let's not forget, Sixers didn't win a playoff game round last year. They got bounced in the first round, if I'm correct, last year. And so why is Tyrese Maxey getting the love?
By the way, Maxey was somehow named most improved player, even though he averaged 20 points a game the year before.
I think that just shows how good of a year he had last year. The perception of Maxey, and that's why I asked you guys, is I thought a lot of people saw just what you saw, Whitey, which is he did it without Joel Embiid. He led the team at certain points in times in Philadelphia, and he's putting up those numbers. As you talked about, Drapes is the number 2 option. For me, and that's hence why I asked you guys about it, is Ty Maxey, Ty Halliburton, Brunson, De'Aaron. They're kind of like the same guy for me. I like Ja Morant a little bit more than I can understand some people. And he's been, he hasn't been on the scene. Yeah. But I just like the effort of what he does. He's got a little more edge to it. Not just my personal preference. I'll take the argument though. Like if you kick it back and say De'Aaron is as good and or better than Ja Morant, I'm not saying, oh, you're crazy. You know what I mean? So but I can understand those 4 or 5 guys being in the same circle. It's interesting how they have them plotted, though. And I think that's the question that we're talking about. Hence what Nick Young is saying, too.
I think if De'Aaron Fox had not broken his finger and if they had beaten the Warriors in the playoffs that year, I think his profile would be a lot higher. And it's nothing he could do. Broke the finger and they still almost won. But, they took a step down from that last year by not even getting into the playoffs. And I think those are things that rightly or wrongly affect where he's rated and how good he's considered to be right now relative to those other guys we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comment Eric Stoneburner is making here. Both Tyrese's had better seasons than Fox. I don't think Kings fans understand how great of a season De'Aaron Fox had last year. Like, Fox had the best season of his career last year. Like, so what are we talking about here? Like, De'Aaron Fox, his seasons were very comparable to Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, Maxey only won one more game in a weaker conference than De'Aaron Fox. I don't think it has to do with, Maxey's numbers or the Sixers' success. To Nick Young's point, I do think part of it has to do with the market you play in. Maxey and Philly, they're on ESPN all the time.
Yeah.
They're on national TV all the time. Here in Sacramento, we get 6 national games. We're like, whoop-de-freaking-do. Sixers are maxed out every year. And so
Maxied out.
Yeah, maxied out every year. And so I think to Nick Young's point, and if he would have just stopped here, he would have been maybe spot on. I do think playing in Sacramento versus LA, New York, Philly, Boston does hurt De'Aaron to an extent.
That's true. I think we all know that. But I also think in a way you're not giving Tyrese Maxey enough credit for what he did last year. What he did last year would be like if De'Aaron Fox had the year he had last year without Domas.
Well, I mean, he did. His fourth year when he averaged 25 points and 7 assists. I mean, like, I got to look at Tyrese Maxey's game log here versus when Embiid played. I mean, because if I'm correct, Maxey and the Sixers underachieved last year. If Maxey, and I'm a Sixers guy, I'm from Philly. I just think we're putting a little too much credit on what this guy. They were 47 and 35. They were in the play-in last year. They were a play-in team last year.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like this dude led them to a 2 seed or did what Brunson did when Julius Randle went down. Now, if Maxey did that, carried them to a 2 seed, I put him on the same category there. But I think, I don't know, man. I don't think Maxey, I would love to see the numbers, the win-loss without Joel Embiid last year.
It's interesting.
He gets credit for, I think, keeping them afloat without Embiid.
Yeah, I do. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But it's interesting in the format, and they're not that far off. I think I would have liked to see, if De'Aaron is 25, Maxey, Ty, all those guys kind of be right around 20, 21, 20. And again, we're arguing 6 spots.
Got something for you. Just looked it up. The Sixers with Joel Embiid last season, 31 and 8.
Dang.
Without him, 16 and 27. So don't give me the narrative they kept them afloat. They were 16 and 27. Like, that's pretty bad. That's losing 3 out of every 5 games. That's going 2 and 3 over. That's not good.
But he also contributed, Maxey did, to the record that they had when Embiid was playing.
Oh, now we're moving to goalposts. All right,
we're not.
I'm checking out of this conversation. I'm done.
He had a great year.
I'm not going in that matrix. I'm not going in that matrix. Right,
and this is the point, and I think this is the Sacramento Kings argument is when you do what other guys do on other teams or even comparable. Like, we're really splitting hairs. It's not like Maxey put up 35 and went over above and beyond.
Right.
It's a perception situation, right? It's how you see it. And I think that's the struggle when you're De'Aaron Fox. That's the struggle when you're Domantas Sabonis, because and I've said it, I think De'Aaron and those 4 or 5 guys are pretty much all the same guy. But you got Brunson at 12, you got Maxey, you got Ty at 16, you got Maxey at 19, and you got De'Aaron at 25. It's like he's bringing up the rear compared to all of those guys. And I know someone has to do it, but it's just so interesting where if you really sit down and look at it, pretty much all those guys are comparable. Why is he that far down, and or why is Jalen Brunson that far ahead of him? I think that's the conversation we, like Drapes is saying, and it's frustrating because for me, I'll continue to say this. Domantas Sabonis is a top 20 basketball player in this league. I don't care what nobody say. Now, if you want to argue about De'Aaron because he's in that matrix of 5 people, that's cool. That circle of 5 people. But prior to Jokic and Embiid, DeMontis is the 3rd best center in this league, hands down. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah, they got Bam ahead of him.
Well,
Bam Adebayo. What do you think about
to
that?
me, yeah, he's a power forward, but I get we're looking at, on paper what these guys are.
Yeah. They got Bam at 18. So that's a good question. Where at in Centerville do they have Domantas Sabonis? Because Anthony, they got Anthony Davis listed as a forward, but really he's a center.
Yeah.
Like, he plays center for the Lakers. So you got Embiid, you got Joker, you got Davis, you got Bam, and Bam plays center. He starts at center for Miami, all ahead of Domantas Sabonis right there. So according to this, he's going to be what? The 5th best center in the league.
They got him as a forward as I look at the list.
Yeah, but we know that's not true. Yeah, I don't understand why.
So what, we got like 3 centers in the whole
league, right?
But everything you guys are saying about De'Aaron Fox and how playing in Sacramento hurts his standing or he doesn't get the credit he deserves, that's true, but it applies maybe even doubly to Domas.
Yeah.
And we just kind of go,
Good point.
Yeah.
Starting 5 is going to help him, though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that what we're pushing for?
Oh, yeah. And Hamburger Dad, brought up a good point. Wemby's a center also. So Domas is right now, based on these ESPN rankings, the 6th best center in the league.
Wemby's, 11th? And that's just, it's like Kendra Andrews writes here. It's like, it's hard to figure out how he dropped this far in the rankings because it's just wrong.
Yeah.
Well, he was an all-elite guy.
Yeah.
So we got to at least be talking to a top 20. It don't even make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's the rankings, and I get it. But that's the frustration that I see a lot of Kings, me, us, we all go through it. And it's always about how do we get better? I'm a results guy. How can we be better? And hence, that's why I'm hoping the starting 5 brings some more, popularity, a little more notoriety, And I continue to keep on saying it. Drapes, you could take a step back and put your headphones on the table. I will say it till I'm blue in the face. The organization has to go on like Heisman campaigns. We have to be better. And I say we have to be better. When you have Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, I don't care if you got to scream it. Matter of fact, why we ain't got no billboard sitting on the side of the wall, De'Aaron Fox off Highway 50 or 4 or 5 or something. Like, we need that a little more. That's what I'm saying.
By the way, Domas played out of his mind last night.
Yeah,
and that was preseason. He played out of his mind.
He was fantastic. He was a man among boys last night. That was good to see.
Yeah. Doug McDermott, the newest king. What's he going to bring to the party? Next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Check out Sacramento State football this Saturday, 6 p.m. versus Weber State.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Disturbed. Live. Oh, get up, come on, get down with the 25th anniversary of the 5-time platinum album, The Sickness. 2 sets, 1 show, The Sickness in its entirety, and greatest hits with special guests, Daughtry and Nothing More. Friday, May 9th, Golden One Center. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Disturbed. Live.
Fall's right around the corner, and there's no better way to experience nature and everything that Northern California has to offer than in a Jeep. And right now, it's Jeep Adventure Days at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And they've got the deals and selection for you. From sales to service, they're going to prove to you why they deserve your business. Their GM, Chuck Dean, he has this talent of not only getting you the best deal in town, but he also is able to build an inventory that other dealers are jealous of. SacsSuperstore.com and located off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Despite having no experience, Gavin Newsom made Jessica Morse his, quote, wildfire specialist. The result? Under Newsom and Morse, insurance rates and utility bills skyrocketed. Millions of dollars were slashed from the state's fire prevention budget, and they were even caught lying about their record, while millions of acres burned and families lost their homes. Now Gavin has chosen Jessica Morse again, this time to run for Congress. We have a better choice. Kevin Kiley. As our congressman, Kevin Kiley has worked across party lines to secure millions for wildfire protection and expand water supplies. And Kevin Kiley's bill to protect Lake Tahoe will bring up to $415 million home to our district to reduce the threat of fires and restore the ecosystem of the lake, delivering results and making a difference. Let's keep Kevin Kiley working for us.
I'm Kevin Kiley. I approve this message. Paid for by Kevin Kiley for Congress.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Stand by. We're about 14 minutes and 26 seconds away from Grapes Takes.
Forgot about that. Yeah, yes.
In the aftermath of whatever that was last night. That was a narrow loss. Narrow preseason loss. Kings aren't shooting the ball well.
No need to be hitting the panic button just yet. We're good. We're
All
okay.
Right. So Drapes Takes coming up. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Let's talk to Mitch in Sacramento. Sacramento Mitch, Sacktown Sports. What's up, Sacramento Mitch?
Gentlemen, great topic, great show, like always. Love that you guys bring it. Hey, look, I'm going to say something crazy. I truly believe that De'Aaron is a top 10 player in the league. I think there's a couple things that hold him back. I think he's going to prove that he's a top 10 player this year. Number one, I think if you watch him in clutch time, sometimes he tries to do too much. I don't think he has the trust. I don't think he trusts his teammates enough. And I think he tries to do it. You watch defenses, they cheat, they collapse on him. He makes a bad shot, turnover. I think if he can clean that up, and I think DeMar will really help him with that, I think it's going to make him a better player. Second thing, look, Nick Young's right. We're in Sacramento, right? I think if the Kings win, he'll get the recognition he deserves. But look, I'd take him over Halliburton. I'd take him over Kyrie. I'd take him over Brunson. He's an amazing player. He just does not get the credit he deserves.
Thank you, Mitch. Thanks for hanging on.
All right.
You could have two players of equal ability, of absolute equal ability. One plays in a Utah or here. The other one plays in New York. The guy who plays in New York doesn't have to do as much to become a superstar.
No, he doesn't. I mean, just by the nature of the team you're on, the city you're in, you're you look at New York, Stephen A. Smith is like blasting,
the stage is bigger.
The stage is
the
bigger.
Audience
out
is
there.
larger.
Yeah. It's, and you look at, Golden State, even down the road in San Francisco, Warriors are on national TV all the time. Lakers are on national. Lakers weren't even that good last year. They
trash.
Right. They got bounced out by Denver, but they're on because they're the Lakers. And so, but Sacramento isn't immune to, we're not the only team that has to deal with this.
Sure.
There's other teams that has to deal with this as well, And so what we have to do is what the Warriors did, basically. You get Steph Curry, you start winning some champions, then you become the hot team. We need our De'Aaron Fox to become our Steph Curry, our leader to carry us to, deep in the playoffs.
And the other thing I know you've said it, I know I've said it is, and fans know, it's like you just can't care that much if you're a Kings fan and
about
what the perceptions
ranking
around the league are. And that's why when you beat those teams, it's so much sweeter.
Yeah.
Because it's Sacramento, how did that happen?
Right.
You weren't paying attention, were you? 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Trey, Sacktown Sports. Hey, Trey, what do you say?
Hey, Drapes and Whitey, my guys.
What's up,
guys.
Trey?
How you guys doing?
Good, man. What's up?
Man? What's up? Hey, look. As far as the game is concerned, we got fans being, concerned about what's going on in the preseason. They just need to stall it. If you're a real NBA guy, you have to look at the long haul. This is a recent installation with DeRozan, and they have to be patient. As far as De'Aaron Fox, and another thing I do want to say too about the game, you can just tell one thing that I'm looking at that might be a problem is they kind of small, right? But if you small, you can play that way, but you got to hit shots, you got to hit the three.
Yes.
They seem to be struggling hitting an open three, and I'll just be like, come on, you got to hit that one. But I think they'll get it together. As far as De'Aaron Fox, we know how the Sacktown market is, and you know how we're always going to be the afterthought. So you have to win. It's not that the talent is better than him. It's that he's just not really getting the shine. And like Jay said, we got to do a better job, promoting our guys. You feel me? Like, and we need national televised games. I think if we get a little bit more of that, people will start paying attention. Man, thanks for taking my call, you guys.
Thank you, Trey.
Good call,
Appreciate
Trey.
that.
Good call, Trey. He's spot on all of that. I mean, he's right. I mean, winning cures everything. It's Steph Curry didn't become Steph Curry until he started winning. Like, he was good coming out of college. He was great, but he wasn't a box office draw those first couple of years. Remember those first years with Mark Jackson as head coach. Then all of a sudden you start winning, hitting logo threes, and everybody goes crazy for you. Let me ask you this, though. Does De'Aaron Fox have the game that translates to ESPN national? Meaning, I look at Tyrese, flashy with the passing. Brunson is in New York. We understand that. Ja Morant, high flyer, highlight reel. Is De'Aaron's game conducive to top 10 plays, TikTok videos? You know what I mean? Viral moments. When he hits game winners, yes, but I'm talking about his everyday game. What do you think?
I think so, because he's so fast and he's not a high flyer like Ja, as you say. If he makes threes as he did last year and he's still continuing to improve there, and he loves the ball in his hands when the game's on the line, you make plays like that. Yeah, that's, it's not like he's an earthbound, Mr. Big Fundamental or anything. I think it translates. You don't think so? Why not?
I don't know, because he's not above the rim. Like, if he's a game winner, yes. Making somebody fall, yes. A nice steal, yes. But I'm talking about the step back, the, playing to the crowd, Tyrese, talking to Spike Lee. De'Aaron, for the most part, just goes about his business. Then when he hits a game winner, I'm blanking nice, stuff like that. But in terms of the everyday game, I don't know if people are checking for that. I don't know if that's going viral. Jay, I would love to know what you think about that.
Well, I think, and I'll just compare him to Ty Maxey. And I was trying to look this up real quick because I figured you was going to ask something of that nature. The last step for that, for me, Drapes, is I think sometimes, and this separates the superstardom versus the regular all-star or the lead guy on some teams, is I think De'Aaron's got a rep for 50. Like, he's got to do certain things that bring superstardom to it. And I'm not sure he's done that yet. And I think that's where you guys are talking about the playoffs. Like, if he go for 40 in the playoffs, people pay attention to that.
Or even 30 and you hit a game winner and knock out Steph Curry. That's things people remember.
Yeah. And I kind of see where you're going, Drapes. His everyday game, is not of the, oh man, that's an absolute superstar. But is Embiid, or is Embiid because he came out with more fanfare, or because he's a big man?
Big man, okay. 30 plus points a game, Philadelphia, all that.
Okay.
His game isn't sexy. You look at Jokic, his passes and everything.
Yeah.
People
and he's
are
a
like,
big man.
And he's a big man. I look at Devin Booker, the way he moves. People compare him to Kobe.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
more fanfare coming out though.
Yeah.
Right?
Fanfare coming. I don't know. I'm just throwing
and he's
this
like
out
one
there.
of the only Mexican Americans in the league too. Devin Booker. And he's tied. He was tied to Kardashian family and stuff. Like, unfortunately that's the way our world works.
But De'Aaron, I understand what you're asking, and to me it's there, and he's not, like you say, a high flyer. But the way he takes over games at the end of games, and he's so fast, and when he's making threes as well. It's just a matter of making some of those plays late in a game, taking over a game that happens to be a game that everybody's watching.
Right. And that's one of the areas where, he took a step back last season. He 2 years ago, he was taking over every game.
Yeah.
It was just like, man, clutch De'Aaron Fox. That's why you get the clutch player. This last year, he was still clutch, but not in the same way.
Right.
And so
like you're talking about a guy like a fine player, but he's never going to be superstar CJ McCollum, right?
Right.
He's a great player.
He's a
but
great player.
Never going to be a
But CJ's game isn't sexy. It's not,
But De'Aaron's better.
Yes,
not
De'Aaron
to
has
be
a lot more
disrespectful
than
to
that.
CJ,
Yeah.
but I get where you're going. There's not much that De'Aaron can't do on the floor for me, beside, shoot 45% from 3-point land. Like you say, he's not a high flyer like Ja Morant, but beyond that, he's doing everything that a Ty Maxey does, a Ty Halliburton.
And he's not earthbound.
No.
He can.
Sure. He go get it.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, guys. Do this exercise with me. I'm looking at the ESPN list again, and I'm looking at the guards, specifically the point guards that are ahead of De'Aaron Fox. Jalen Brunson at 12.
Yeah.
New York. That's New York. Jaylen Brown is a guard listed, even though he's kind of a forward. But it's Celtics, it's Boston.
Yeah.
Devin Booker. Is his game sexy? Like, more
No. I'd say no, but I also say
but his persona is more.
There you go. It's everything else that goes along with it.
Yeah,
Again, Mexican American, there's not that many.
Yep.
Kardashian family, Olympics, where you got De'Aaron, like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that.
Tyrese Halliburton. We already
He's a
discussed
darling.
that. Donovan Mitchell. His game's Donovan Mitchell, his game is sexy. He produces some
but you know what,
viral
Drake,
moments.
not to cut you off, and this is what I'm saying is look at, and I think the next one you're gonna go to is Dame. And this is what I've heard a lot about, Portland, West Coast, not a big market, folks not paying attention. But you know what Dame did? He goes out, he puts up 50 5 times a season, feel like.
And he weighs
he's bringing extra attention to him.
Yeah. De'Aaron doesn't do any of that. He doesn't do any of the sideshow antics that a lot of other players do.
Drapes Takes coming up next. Sacktown Sports.
Online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors.
Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max used for adults only.
Carmichael Dave here from my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at the AEWay.com for an instant quote. That's the AEWay.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
When it comes to fighting for families and protecting kids, no one works harder than our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover. A member of the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus, Hoover has worked across party lines and proposed tougher penalties for fentanyl crimes, stricter sentences for drug trafficking near schools, and RILA's law to make sure anyone who abuses a child is held accountable. A former school board member, Josh has fought to support school police officers, prohibit homeless encampments near schools, and increase funding for school facilities. Josh Hoover knows that families have been paying more for everything from gas and groceries to utilities and insurance. In the Assembly, Josh is working to provide relief to families, reduce the cost of housing, and stop Gavin Newsom from raising gas prices even more next year. Josh Hoover is making a difference for our families, our community, and our future. Our voice, our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover.
Paid for by Hoover for Assembly 2024.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting sacktownsports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all four arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
We can all look back on this day and say, hey, remember that day the Kings signed Doug McDermott?
Yeah.
Yeah, one-year deal, Doug McDermott agreeing to a contract with the Kings. Dougie McBuckets, sharpshooter coming off the bench. Some fans disappointed they didn't get more size, didn't get a forward, but they got a veteran player who knows his role, is a professional, has played with Domas, knows Herter, and is a shooter, Drapes.
Yeah, and it's something we need. 41% career three-point shooter, an upgrade over McDaniels, who had trouble knocking down the three during this preseason. So I think it's a solid move for the Kings.
Mm-hmm. You want a solid move. This is more than solid. It's time for Drapes Takes.
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
Yeah, Kings fans, I watched that game with you last night. And let me just say this. I know you're frustrated. I know you're angry. Team's 0-4 in the preseason, not looking good. But in this edition of Drapes Takes, I want to point out some positive signs.
I'm going to take a picture of this. He's got a box score.
You didn't have to do that, Whitey. You didn't have to do that. No, let me pull this out because I do need to be accurate in my statements. Because this isn't about what's on the box score. This is about what I saw last night from the Sacramento Kings. I'm going to start off first with my guy, Domantas Sabonis. I went into this season thinking, and I'm sure a lot of us did, that Domas would take a step back scoring with this group. I don't think so. I think Domas is still going to be able to eat and be a facilitator. We saw it last night. What we have to understand, Sacramento Kings fans, and I didn't put this together, most nights, Domas has an advantage. Most nights, Domas can overpower whoever is guarding him. And so his 19 points per game last season or whatever it finished up with, I expect that again this season. I don't see 17 or 16 just because we got DeMar DeRozan. Domantas Sabonis is a human cheat code. There aren't many players that could defend him We saw it last night. Utah had to throw 3-4 guys at him, and Domas still dominated to the tune of 29 points and 16 rebounds to go along with 8 assists. So All-NBA Domas, he's still going to be there this upcoming season, I think.
That was incredible last night. You know, he had, 23 in the first half or something? I mean, amazing effort.
Amazing effort. So Domas, he's good to go. He's not going to have to adapt or step his game back or anything like that. Another encouraging sign last night from our Sacramento Kings. The turnovers were actually down. They actually took care of the ball. Only 11 turnovers last night, and they got up 105 shots. So imagine all the possessions they got. Obviously, a lot of offensive rebounds. We know that. But turnovers have been an issue so far this preseason for the Sacramento Kings. Everybody want to jump off the bandwagon and say, we'll be lucky if we win 41 games. Well, get a team some credit. They cut down on the turnovers. That's about all the good I got, though, Whitey.
That's it.
That's about all the good I got. Because one thing I saw last night, and it didn't frustrate me. I'm not upset about it, Kings fans. It's preseason. Give it some time. One, DeMar DeRozan is still trying to figure out how to play with this group, how to play in this offense. You know, a lot of people like John Hollinger and people question, does DeMar fit? Well, so far it's probably a C+, I'd say. Mike Brown, Jay Triano, the staff, and the players got to figure out a way to play their style, but also at times let DeMar cook. And for me, that's usually, I want to see that in the fourth quarter especially. Like, give DeMar the ball and get out of the way. Late in the shot clock, give DeMar the ball, get out of the way. I still think DeMar is still trying to fit into what the system is instead of playing his game like he did in game 1 against the Warriors. The elbow jumper, the baseline turnaround jumper. I need to see more of that. And stop overpassing DeMar DeRozan. Dude, we know you can deal out the assists. Had 5 assists last night. I know that. But I need you to look for your shot, especially in crunch time, Whitey.
Yeah.
That's what, frustrated me last night watching the end of that game. The Kings had no identity late in that game. Previous years, we'd see De'Aaron Fox take over, get out the way. It's De'Aaron Fox time. In Chicago, we saw DeMar DeRozan take over. Now, DeMar's making the extra pass when he had a layup. De'Aaron Fox is dribbling out the clock. We need to figure out our late game execution because that should be a strength of ours this season, Whitey.
To me, it looks like DeMar DeRozan is trying to establish himself within the framework of the offense, at the same time trying to make it clear to everyone this is still De'Aaron Fox's team.
Right.
That's what it looks like.
It looks like. I agree 100% with you. It's like, he's still trying to figure it out, but don't want to step on anybody's toes or anything like that. And so I think that'll just come with time. Remember Miami back in the, the 10-11 season, I think it was? When LeBron joined D-Wade, D-Wade had to come out and say, no, LeBron, this is your team. You be you. Maybe they need to have that conversation with DeMar, De'Aaron, and Domas to best figure out, all right, De'Aaron, this is your team. You be you. I'm going to get him where. Or, DeMar, don't worry about me. You be you, and we'll figure it out. I think they need that, Whitey.
Yeah, fourth quarter last night, DeRozan was 3 for 4, but De'Aaron Fox was 2 for 8. So he was the dominant factor in the fourth quarter, but maybe DeMar needs to be more like fourth quarter DeMar.
Yes, exactly. That's only 4 fourth quarter shots last night for DeMar. Who else took shots in the fourth?
Keegan had 4, 5 for Sabonis, and then 5 for Malik Monk. And Fox 2 for 8.
So DeMar DeRozan had fewer shots than Malik, Domas, De'Aaron. Anybody else I'm missing, or the same as Keegan?
That was it in the fourth quarter. The same as Keegan.
I mean, that has to change. He has to be, and that's why I think you bring a guy like that in. He could be our closer. And this ain't about stepping on De'Aaron Fox's toes. We're trying to win basketball games here. And so that's what I saw last night, man. I was a little disappointed in the late game execution. Keegan making an extra pass. DeMar right at the rim and then throws it out. And then also De'Aaron You got 12 seconds on the clock and you're just dribbling, pass and move, do something. And so I'm not hitting the panic button, Kings fans, but that's something that has to improve this season. We should be one of the best clutch teams in the association. That's Drapes Takes, Jay. It's brought to you by
Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms.
There you go.
Nice. By
First
the way,
preseason version of it.
Yeah, the Kings MVP of the fourth quarter last night was your boy John Collins, who was 2 for 7 in the fourth quarter. So.
You box score watching now. You box score watching over there.
I was helping you out there with the fourth quarter numbers, and then I just happened to notice.
Did you see that one move he had on Domas, though, where he did the 360, drove the lane, did the spin off him? Like, John Collins would be perfect in this system.
He's a top 5 big.
Exactly. And our guy Tony Jones says we can have him.
Yes.
But the contract just doesn't work now. We can't do it anymore.
That's right. That's right. Keegan Murray played well last night, too, although he did pass up a late 3.
Yeah.
That is a little worrisome because that's the thing with Keegan. Don't ever pass up a shot. That was a big shot. But he played well, and he made 5 of 11 threes.
Yeah, you okay with the 19
big.
shots? Yeah, you okay with the 19? Is that encouraging? I feel like that's encouraging.
Yes, and again, you mentioned the shots. We've been charting this through the preseason. The shot distribution.
Yeah.
It's almost like 2 even.
Yeah.
DeMar 15, Keegan 19, Domas 21, and De'Aaron 22.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're going out of their way to make sure. Okay,
spread the wealth, right?
Yeah.
Everybody gets their touches. No, I thought Keegan was probably, outside of Sabonis, the biggest bright spot.
He looks like you
last
now,
night.
too. He's big up top.
Oh, we got them gains going, big
Yeah.
fella. Yeah, exactly. Looking cut out there. And what are we expecting from him this season, though? 21 points, 5 rebounds he had last night, a couple of steals. Is that doable, you think?
It's doable. It's up to him, right? And that was tough because last night he's doing that while defensively helping the Kings try to hold down a couple of guys that are very big.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's trying to guard Markkanen out there. Walker Kessler at times, John Collins. I will say this though, I don't want DeMar DeRozan being our 4th option. Like, I still need DeMar to be the top 2 option out there. Like, you don't bring a guy like DeMar DeRozan for him to come in here and be a glorified Harrison Barnes. You know what I mean? Like, I still need DeMar to be efficient, to be among, 20 to 22, because that's why we brought him in. We brought DeMar in based off what he's done his entire career. If he morphs into 16 point per game, DeMar, I don't think that's going to lead us to greater success.
How about if that happens on some nights where Keegan is really feeling it?
Okay.
Yeah. Keegan is, as you point out, they drafted him as highly as they did. There's still a lot of upside for him.
No, I'm with you, and that's probably going to happen. Some nights it'll be DeMontis, De'Aaron. Some nights obviously DeMar is going to have games where he takes over. But if we have games where Keegan is feeling it and taking over, that encourages me. That makes me feel good.
We'll see what Drapes has to say about another fan who's unhappy about the McDermott trade. Weighed in on the text line. We got that for you coming up right here. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper. Drapes for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now is the time to buy or lease a Mercedes-Benz van for sale. They have Sprinter vans. You could turn it into a worker cargo van, a worker passenger van, or just a plain old passenger van. They are fully customizable. And one of the things I love about their Sprinter vans, because trust me, I had a chance to check them out myself. I hopped in the Sprinter van, and you guys know I'm a big guy, right? Well, I was able to stand up head to toe and fit perfectly. So if you're interested in the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van for your business or just your personal needs, now is the time to head down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. They can help you find the configuration that best suits your needs. Plus, you can take advantage of the huge tax breaks before year's end. Take the short drive down I-5 or go online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com, and tell them your boy Drape sent you.
Tired of ads interrupting your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Stay up to date on everything newsworthy with podcasts like The Daily, Up First, and 5 Things Uninterrupted at Amazon.com/ad-free. Just head to Amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Buying or selling a home is a big deal, literally. It's one of the largest financial transactions you're likely to make. So work with someone who will work with your best interests in mind. Someone who agrees to operate with transparency, honesty, and fairness every step of the way. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and are bound by a strict code of ethics that requires they put your interests above their own. Because that's who we are. Make sure your agent is a realtor.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Drapes, what do you think of the NBA opinion of Keith Smith? If Keith Smith weighs in on something, how much do you value his opinion?
You know what? Keith Smith is friend of show. So I'm going to say, all right, I value it. He's our guy, too. Friend of show.
He definitely has a very keen understanding of the financial workings of these deals. Mm-hmm. Keith Smith. That's at Keith Smith NBA on Twitter. Here's what he has to say on this trade. Doug McDermott is a nice addition for the Kings. You can never have enough shooting, and shooting with size is even better. Nice pickup at the very end of the offseason. And we also have this.
You've been waiting to get to this.
Not a lot of fans agree with Keith Smith, or at least there are some who definitely do not. From the 916, I don't believe they put their name on it. Really, Doug McDermott. Let's add a washed-up three-point shooter to shoot more threes. Lame. Brown is convinced the Golden State three-point shooting model from 2016 is our calling card. Clearly, it's not. And defensively, it's tough to get stops after missed threes and long rebounds. Everything we do wrong is because of too many effing threes. Live and die by the jump shot. Looks like we will die once again.
What? Who is it? Did they put their name on it at all?
It's just so dramatic.
That's crazy. That's like, it's first of all, they aren't even shooting that many threes this preseason. We talked about it earlier. I think they're 27th in 3-point attempts in the NBA this season, preseason. So what are we talking about here? And last year, Whitey mentioned it, we were 3rd in attempts. We just didn't make them.
16th in percentage.
In percentage. Get Kevin Huerter back healthy. Now that we got Malik Monk back healthy, Trey Lyles back healthy. And so it's
just so gloomy and doomy.
Right,
you know?
Right. Live and die. It looks like we will die once again. Who is this? Is this the same person that said
it's not the same number?
It's not the same number?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's a joke, man. Just calm down. It's 4 preseason games, ladies. And you pointed it out, Whitey. The 2 teams that went to the finals, they shot a lot of threes,
Mm-hmm.
1 and 2 and 3-point attempts.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to knock them down.
Leezy on the text line
My
says,
God.
Drapes, I agree. We need aggressive DeRozan. And then there's something.
Yeah. Read what else.
I can't see it.
Read what else. Drapes, what up? Just wanted to say, go Eagles. Yes, sir. Fly, Eagles, fly. We got my boy Sirianni back, looking good, feeling comfortable, being himself. I like that. I don't want
big time fly, Eagles fly.
I don't want Sirianni in his feelings, in his mood, if you will. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. No, you ain't got nothing to say to that, big fella?
That was not a great weekend for your team, so I'll just let you.
Who y'all got again this week?
They got the
Giants. Giants.
Uh-huh.
That's a CFL team.
They did beat Seattle, though. They did.
Thank you, Giants.
And it's
Danny.
Right. Listen. and it's a division game, fellas. It's a rivalry game. So
yeah,
it's we'll be ready though. My squad will be ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 49ers got their hands definitely full this weekend.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a tough matchup.
I hope it is.
It's gonna be a tough
I
matchup.
hope it's a good one. I'd say that, Jay, but I hope it's a good
No, don't hope. We know. The boys gonna step up.
Nah, that's that. You don't even believe that, Jay.
Nah, I do. I definitely do.
Shaky over there. Yeah, the boys are going to step up. Yeah, you don't even believe that, Jay. Come on,
Nah,
now.
man, these boys finna go out there and play ball this week. Watch.
All
Now,
right.
what is this you sent?
This ain't the Cardinals and this ain't the Rams.
That's true. Drapes just sent us something here on NBA expansion. What do we got here, Drapes? Fenway Sports Group has shifted its focus from a Celtics acquisition to targeting an NBA team in Vegas. And the plan is for what? LeBron would be involved in this?
Yeah, because LeBron is part of Fenway Sports Group. He's and we've heard that LeBron wants to get in on the ownership in Vegas.
Mhm.
And so I would not be surprised if that happens.
I was at a birthday party over the weekend, and I was talking to this guy, and he was telling me, I think he works for like a distributorship, and he said, look, this is nothing official, and it could always be changed. But he told me there are negotiations going on now for signage at Sonics games.
Really?
Yeah. He said, oh, they're having talks.
It's already
now.
a
He
done
said,
deal,
"No,
pretty
it's
much.
That's not the NBA per se,
Right.
and the NBA can change all of it. But he said those talks are going on now.
Yeah. It's it's the worst kept secret in the entire, like, who else would get a team? Seattle and Vegas.
Oh,
like,
and there's Montreal. That's
Montreal, right?
Louisville.
Mexico City.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. No, it's going to be Vegas and Seattle. Seattle has the arena now up there. They did a major overhaul of Key Arena. And so, yeah, it's the word. And did I read 2028? I think somebody was targeting.
I think I saw that too.
Did you
NBA
see
expansion.
that also? Yeah, the expansion in 2028. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder if that would impact the A's move to Vegas if the NBA gets there first.
Please do.
I know, right?
Please
Let me
do.
do the math. 25, 26, 27. That would be the inaugural, ideally for the A's, their inaugural season, 2028.
Right.
But
right.
That's a little shaky.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. The A's move to Vegas and nobody goes to their games either down there. Because you got the Aces, you got the Raiders, you got the
Golden Knights,
which draw, pretty well. And now an NBA team.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
Now, have you guys heard the talk, and it's mostly talk and hope, that the Tampa Bay Rays could play next year in Oakland?
No, I didn't hear that at all. That's just wishful thinking, right?
I think it is mostly, but it is true. Their stadium, the roof was destroyed in Tampa.
Yeah.
Destroyed.
It
would take
what, what they say, 9 billion or what they did, 9 million?
Yeah,
something like that.
You can find a range of estimates. Like remember when Minnesota's roof collapsed years ago? I think it was 18 million to fix, and they are getting rid of that stadium. So they don't want to spend a bunch of money fixing the stadium because they're going to leave there in a few years. They're building a new stadium. So in Tampa, they don't want to build a new stadium and then also spend
all
millions
that money on
to
a
repair
new roof.
the
Yeah.
roof on
Yeah.
an outdated facility. So where are they going to play? And a lot of people are looking at it going, I know a ballpark that's open next year, the Tampa Bay Oakland A's.
I get it. Wishful
people are
thinking.
just delusional?
Yeah, very delusional. Like, there's not any place closer that they could play.
There are places closer. There aren't a ton. I guess you could maybe play in Montreal, or if the A's are playing in a minor league facility here, certainly there's a lot of minor league places where they
Like, why would
could
you even
play.
have to play in a major league facility in Oakland? It's not like you're going to draw. I guess, the accommodations,
that's it.
stuff like
Just
that.
the
But
infrastructure and everything.
nah, but think about this too, and I don't know if the players would ever have a say. You got family in Tampa; they can't even come watch you play. Like,
I know on the road trips, the teams in your division like Baltimore,
Right.
and the Yankees have to come out there and then go back.
wishful
East Coast.
thinking, man. Wishful thinking.
Tim
That's-
Kirchin said today on Lebitard that he's heard whispers of them sharing the Marlins ballpark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I could see that.
There you go.
I could see that. There
That
you
makes
go.
sense.
But no, I like your conversation.
I know. Jay got pour water on it, right? That makes more sense.
It's just there are a lot of Oakland fans that are, clinging to any straw of hope. Like, oh, maybe they'll come here next year.
Yeah. No, don't they want expansion or a team to move or something like that? I'm looking at Major League Baseball. Which teams are struggling out there that they've talked to? Marlins are struggling to draw, right? Kansas City, weren't they talking about?
They're talking about them, and the
Kansas.
Chiefs are trying to get a new.
What about
facility.
Milwaukee? Like, was Brewers still looking for a new facility?
Yeah, remember the commissioner came out in front of the Milwaukee media and said, "Hey, if you guys don't put a new ballpark out here, look what happened with Oakland. You guys could be next." Remember he said that?
Yeah.
Arizona's ownership is talking about we need a new stadium.
Yep. So
everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how quickly these stadiums become like antiquated.
I know,
like old.
Well, when we were younger, and I know I'm older than you, but it's like team out of stadium, they stayed in it pretty much forever.
Like that was the character of it, you know. Like growing up in Philly, the Spectrum had some character. The Vet, come on, man, that had character. But now it's all about what? Luxury boxes.
It seems like in Atlanta, they get every 15 years. It's a new baseball stadium, new football stadium.
Yep. And it's all politics too, right? Certain areas are more adept to, more willing to use public funding, and so unfortunately, I don't think we're one of those states where people would do that.
It's changed here for a long time. You can get anything built in California now that, the Giants built theirs and Staples Center and the Golden One Center and the Chase Center.
Yeah.
So it's changed.
Yeah, that's true.
Inuit Dome opening now. So
that's true. Yeah, you're right.
Landscape has changed a little bit. Will we ever get a Mr. Commissioner of the City of Trees? Will we ever get a baseball stadium built here?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer, as much as Drake just talked about my belief in the 49ers this week. Same thing. I think they have an opportunity to stay here, especially if you have what's it called? The Fenway Sports Group.
Yeah. Fenway
Sports Group. If the NBA beats MLB to Vegas, MLB's in another tough, they're back against the corner, right? I mean, their back is against the wall. So,
and they still don't have the funding that they say they're going to get. Yeah,
well,
regardless of the
just got
NBA.
blew down like last week.
But they were going to do that anyway.
Yes, but it doesn't coincide with what they're trying to do. Shovels in the ground, and we know April. I've seen pictures of the Tropicana, the rubble being picked up, but from everything that we keep on reading and hearing is they have to go in and now do the scientific tests on the ground and that type of stuff. So I'm just not sure where the A's calendar really fits into what's going on.
Yeah. Vegas ain't happening.
We got a chance, baby.
Vegas ain't happening.
Get what Drake say, get Uncle Vivek on the line.
We're going to come back, take a look at the Phoenix Suns as we continue our preview of the Western Conference. Kevin Ray, TV voice of the Suns, joins us next on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. More sunshine for Thursday, but it'll be noticeably cooler. Afternoon highs in the mid-70s. There will be a north wind developing in the evening, along with a red flag warning. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let's fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $67. Plumbing, sewer, electric, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy two. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
I didn't expect to, but I need to get a new health insurance plan. The good news is I found Health Markets. Health Markets lays out plans available to you. They have access to more than 200 carriers across the country. And if you need help, you can just speak with a licensed insurance agent.
For real personalized service, call Health Markets at 855-680-8222 to speak to a licensed insurance agent. That's 855-680-8222. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts. Paid actor per trail.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers too. Consultation's free and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
It's time to review the top 3 highlights of the day. I'm joined as always by my co-anchor Snoop.
Hey, what up, Doe?
Snoop, number 1 has to be getting the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence at T-Mobile.
Yeah, you should hustle down to T-Mobile like a dog chasing a squirrel chasing a nut.
Nice analogy, Snoop. Dogs do love to chase squirrels.
And squirrels love to chase those nuts.
On to highlight number 2, at T-Mobile, families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
That is very impressive. You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
That's exactly what I'm planning on doing with my savings, Snoop. Now, take it away, Snoop.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on them. Now drop that jingle.
The 24-monthly bill credits eligible trade-in on Go 5G Next. Well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits, and credit stop and balance on required finance agreement too. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
For 76 years, the Keys family from Naturewood Home Furnishings has been serving families just like yours and mine. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings, most of which are made right here in this country. The kitchen table, which we purchased so many years ago, speaks to the enduring quality of the Naturewood product lines. We treasure memories made seated around that table with family and friends for birthday celebrations, school projects, and many late-night meals when the day just got away from us. Naturewood has provided thousands with home furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their 76th anniversary sale and get started making your own brand of memories. Meet the Keys family at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
O'Reilly! Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts in West Sacramento and Town Center Plaza next to Nugget Markets now through October 29th for the Customer Appreciation Day sale. You'll get 2 times O Rewards points on select purchases. Plus, pick up 5 quarts of any Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil and receive a $10 gift card after rebate. And buy 1, get 1 free Coca-Cola products at your Town Center Plaza, O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Reggie Miller, NBA legend, TNT, NBA analyst. He was on a conference call with members of the Phoenix Suns media, and Reggie Miller said the Phoenix Suns have a, quote, puncher's chance, end quote, a puncher's chance to win an NBA title this season. Says whenever you got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, you had Bradley Beal, hopefully you can stay healthy, you have a puncher's chance. Let's see if our next guest agrees. The Phoenix Suns TV voice, play-by-play guy, Kevin Ray with us. How are you today, Kevin?
I'm well, guys. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you very much for your time. We know the preseason going here. You're very busy. What'd you think of what Reggie Miller had to say? You agree with his assessment that Phoenix has a puncher's chance to win it all this year?
Well, I like how Reggie's tying in the boxing analogies, but yeah, look, I am very bullish on this team, despite the way last year and moreover the way the season came to, a crashing halt there against the Minnesota Timberwolves, getting swept.
Kevin Ray joining us. Kevin, what's up, man? Kyle Draper here, man. Looking forward to the season. What's up, my guy? I look at, the first year with your big three. Just if you could characterize how that went. Was it tough for Bradley Beal? Did he fit in? And what are you expecting this season?
Yeah, I guess maybe the one word that comes to mind when trying to describe last season for this team, on the offensive end was clunky. And look, it was clearly an experiment, and going into the season without a true point guard, the kind of belief and rationale was you had 3 guys who can handle the rock, much like a point guard. So why do you need to add an extra body, when you want your stars touching the basketball. And, so in theory, it kind of sounded good. But at the end of the day, as we began to see it unfold, and the big caveat was when Brad got injured, that really set the timeline of them trying to work through some of those issues back significantly. So that was one big factor. And, then at the end of the day, what you're ultimately doing is you're taking those three guys, but really it was just the two. It was Brad and Book. You're taking them out of what they are most lethal at, what teams are most fearful of with them, which is being off the ball and, being able to create and dribble, work off the ball, working off screens, getting looks and playmaking from that position on the floor. And so that is, unfortunately what kind of, transpired over the course of the season. And, Brad clearly ended up having to make the biggest sacrifices. And look, he was all on board for it. The one thing I will say about Brad, like he came in with a great attitude. Clearly the injuries were extremely frustrating for him. But he came in with a great attitude, knowing like, here's a dude a couple of years ago led the league in scoring, but knew full well that this was Book and KD's team. So he says, okay, raises his hand and said, okay, I'll be that guy. I'll take the fewer shots. I'll kind of try to be the facilitator here. And all things considered, I mean, I thought he played extremely well, especially when you look at his limited number of games and what he did, offensively, having a great year shooting the rock from three. He's always going to be a lethal mid-range shooter and attacking, but some of those opportunities were diminished because he was trying to facilitate and set the other guys up.
Kevin Reyes with us, the voice of the Phoenix Suns. Kevin, obviously the big story around the Suns this year is the acquisition of Tyus Jones. In what ways exactly can he help, and how much do you think he can help in those areas?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, all the areas that I had just kind of described that Brad was having to do. Look, this is a team that won 49 games last year. And I have said countless times, I can go back and I can show you at least 10 games where they lost strictly because of turnovers.
Wow.
Turnovers that resulted in transition buckets. Now you add 10 games to that 49, they're the number one seed. So, keeping everybody in line. I mean, this guy has led the league in assist to turnover ratio of 6 of the last, 7 years. And the thing that people forget about, Tyus, because he is a true point guard facilitator first, but you don't sleep on him in his 3-point shot. He's one of the top catch and shoot 3-point shooters as well. So, teams are now going to have to defend, Brad, Book, KD from their wheelhouse positions, coming off ball screens. And we've already seen in kind of short order in the preseason, a much more creative offense in utilizing those guys. And Tyus just has a super high basketball IQ. So you feel very good about being able to take care of the basketball. That means, you might get an extra 7, 8 FGAs per game, maybe more. You add that to, 3 really high percentage shooters. So you like to think that the offensive numbers are going to jump, pretty dramatically.
Hey, Kevin, is there a belief or a sense that this is a boom or bust kind of season for Phoenix?
No, it's easy, I think, for people to try to paint that picture just because of the money that is being paid to those three. But look, Matt Ishbia has made it very clear through his words and certainly through his actions that, being on that second threshold does not scare him. He is standing on the edge and he's looking over and saying, okay, it's a great view. So, like standing on the edge of the Grand Canyon. I mean, it's a gorgeous view, but it can make you a little bit dizzy. But he has been true to his word, and has said as recently in the last couple of weeks, like, look, we understand what the second threshold means, but we also know there are ways to massage it, if you will. And look, there's a reason that they went out and traded for Royce O'Neal when they did, so they'd have his bird right, so that they were able to get him re-signed. So it's a very smart group that's working and crunching those numbers. But no, this is not a boom or bust year. A lot of people said the same thing last season, but when you look at what Book, Beal, and KD have on the books, this is a team that feels like, in many ways, that they're just getting started.
Kevin Ray is with us, the voice of the Suns. Kevin, I wanted to ask you what you think of how DeMar DeRozan is going to fit here. And before I do, I just want to tell you, we talked to Mr. Marlowe from Denver last week, and he's not sure of the fit. We talked to Craig Bolerjack yesterday from Utah, and he also is a little skeptical. So I know, everyone's very excited about DeMar DeRozan here, but I understand around the league there's a little more skepticism. What's your honest opinion on how you expect DeMar DeRozan to fit in with the Sacramento Kings this year?
Yeah, well, let me say first and foremost, I am a huge DeMar DeRozan fan. And first off, just as he's the little bit that I have, been around him, watched him, observed him. He's just a great human being. So I think anytime as a team you can get a high quality person in your organization, you're going to be better. His work ethic. So I think that will certainly rub off. I think I would have to take a wait and see approach, only because, guys, I think it's going to depend really on, look, Mike Brown is a sharp coach. He knows what, DeMar's strengths are. And I feel like that they will have to obviously make some tweaks offensively as a result of that. So I think that it will be a work in progress. I think the DeMar that you see, on the floor with you guys the first month of the season is not the guy that you will see the last 2 months of the season. And I think that's to be expected. And I think anybody, that wants to try to rush to judgment. I understand, because in many ways that's what, these kind of shows are for. You try to project a little bit, but I feel pretty confident, because he's such a high basketball IQ guy, that there could be some struggles early. But, I feel like because you've got other solid pieces around him, that eventually it will work itself out, and he'll be a nice addition.
Hey, Kevin, if things are going right for your squad, the Phoenix Suns, what are you pointing to? Is it the turnovers? Is it three-point shooting? How Brad and all three mesh? Like, what's the one thing I need to look for to know that things are going well for Phoenix this year?
Well, look, it's no secret at this point now, through the first 2 weeks of preseason and just all the reports. This is a team that is going to be launching and firing threes. Coming off a game in Denver where none of the main starters played, but they got up 51 threes, and I think that they have seen Bud in his time away from the game, if you will. You look at what Boston did last year, and a lot of people were like, man, is that sustainable? Well, it was, because it got them to a championship. And when you look at the shooters that this team has, it makes perfect sense. That's where the league has been, trending over the last 2 or 3 years. So, I think when you're looking at this team, I'll be surprised. They've said that they don't have a set number, because they want to do it within the framework of the offense. But, I think this team will probably average 45 to 48 threes per game. And if that ball is moving and popping, it'll also create some transition opportunities, because I do think that this team, I know this team will be better defensively, because that's the one thing we know about Mike Budenholzer, is he has a level of, that he demands from his players and his stars on the defensive end. I've seen it firsthand in a couple of the practices. So this team will be better defensively. You can create turnovers off that, so you get out and run. So I think transition opportunities and the volume of threes will be the couple of keys to look at for this Suns team.
Well, that sounds very exciting. It's going to be a fun team to watch, Kev. But could you just take it easy on the Kings this year? Could we, kind of a wink, wink, gentleman's agreement between us?
Man, I mean, I'd be happy to give you that wink. I'm not sure I got any control over it, my guy.
We appreciate your time very much. Enjoy the rest of the preseason if that's possible, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, Kevin.
You got it. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.
All right, Kevin.
53 is a game, Traves.
Dang. I thought 48 or 40 or whatever, 45. Thanks, man. We just keep going down that path, right? That's just what the NBA is now.
You know, I used to look at coaches in the NBA and try to figure out which one of those guys could I beat 101. And somehow I ended up, this is when he was with Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I thought,
Budenholzer,
I could take him. Then I looked it up. He was a great college player. Yeah. He played in Europe or Iceland or something, he'd kill he's a stud.
And he'd foul you hard too.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't let you get no shots up.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you imagine playing Pop? Pop is whatever he is.
Yeah.
He would elbow you.
Right. Whatever trick he could use. Yep.
I've got to go on dialysis after playing against Pop. All right. Yeah. Speaking of 3-point numbers, the Kings' 3-point numbers so far ain't been great. How much will the move they made today help with that? We're back with that on Sacktown Sports.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop. Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
The shot clock is ticking, and your home team is driving up the court. But don't miss your chance to score big at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Save on a new Accord, HR-V, Ridgeline, or the all-new Prologue before the buzzer sounds on year-end deals. Don't get benched by high prices. Slam dunk your savings today.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number one claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's October does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
How about a little bit of rain this morning, huh? Catch any of that?
Yeah. Out in Folsom, we had some rain out there. Had to cover up a few things outside. Surprising. I was shocked by it.
Little nice. Oh, we just got a little bit of it. I mean, it was pretty nice, right? Change of pace.
I had to remember how to turn on the windshield wipers this morning. I was like, oh yeah, it's right here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, seriously, man. I totally
Mercedes,
forgot.
Man, you probably have a robot that comes out and wipes it down for you and goes back to the trunk.
Man.
No, it's just automatic. Water hits the windshield, it just starts. So no, not really. But no, seriously, I was like, oh yeah, it's right here. So
all right. So an NBA coach that you could beat 101. Who do you got? You can handpick them. I want, who I want now? I used to want Budenholzer or something.
Nah, I don't want him.
Not an easy one.
Give me Kenny Atkinson.
What?
Yes.
Why?
Kenny was a baller, wasn't he?
Yeah. Why Kenny Atkinson?
Did he play? Where did he play? I don't remember.
No, Kenny looks like a tough cover, man. He looks tough. I don't know about that.
Shut him down.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Who would it? Oh, I got an easy one.
You got an easy one, Jay?
Yeah, let's see where.
No,
me?
I'm going Chris Finch, Minnesota. He coming off this surgery. Remember, you know what I mean? Remember he got hurt?
He did. And he got
clobbered, right? I don't even know if he's walking yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, give me him. I'll take him on.
Otherwise, I think he was a good player, too.
Yeah, he might have been, but not in his current state. Who you got, Jay?
I'm going Tibbs.
Oh,
Tibbs don't look like he in the best shape.
Yeah,
you might be able to run up and down, get around him
a little bit, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Tibbs is a good
it's kind of one of them. He got to get to you before anything. You got to use your speed around Tibbs.
Damn, that's a good
Did
question.
Tibbs play anywhere?
No, just college. I know that.
He played college?
Yeah, he did play college. I do know that.
What college did he go to?
You should see the pictures of him when he played. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
You've seen those old pictures, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know who else.
You say Doc Rivers, huh?
Yeah, because
That wasn't on any part of a
Doc can't
player.
move. He can't move. Like the dude is limping left and right. Like, Doc could not, he couldn't play defense. He'd back you down offensively, no doubt about it. But defensively, all you gotta do is run circles around Doc. You'd be able to do that.
Probably still pretty good shooter.
Yeah, who do you think is the best right now?
The best shooter or the best
coach?
player?
Best coach that's the best player right now.
It's got to be a youngster, right? Like Ime or
Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah.
Mosley.
Yeah, somebody like that. Should I take on Mike Brown?
What about Chauncey Billups?
Oh, Billups will still give you buckets.
Famer.
You know that.
I'll bet you Kerr would make everything too.
Yeah, that's true. But Kerr couldn't get a shot off on me.
Oh, really?
No, I'd be locking him up.
Okay.
I'd put him in the paddy wagon and take him down to Central Booking. Kerr ain't ready
High
for that.
Street? You taking him to High Street? Where Coach at? Get Coach
Jay,
on the line.
You know I'm motivated too, how he did my guy Jason Tatum?
Oh.
Please. I'd be representing for Tatum out there. Please, Steve
Would you be
Kerr.
giving the Mutombo finger?
Yeah, exactly. Now we're talking one-on-one.
Yeah,
not in the
yeah,
pickup game.
right,
Now, if I got to chase Steve Kerr around, he coming off screens and stuff like that, he'd light me up. But one-on-one, please. Come on, Steve.
Ooh, you talking about Coach Brown partner now.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys understand the way I play pickup ball either. Like, if you got me beat, a foul is coming. I got the no layup rule, Whitey. I ain't going to let you just go glide in there.
I'm going to ask Mike Brown. Drape says he could beat Kerr one-on-one. What do you think?
Yeah, please do that. And you know what? I got a bit for us. I got a bit. Whether it's pregame or postgame, you ask him. I'm standing in the hallway. You ask the question. I walk in head to toe in basketball gear with the headband, the wristband, ready to go. That's a bit right there. I say, bring it on. It got to be during the Warriors game,
Absolutely.
too, right?
Ooh,
yeah. Steve ain't ready for that.
Yeah.
Get our boy Raymond to set it up for us. Raymond Ritter, a little one-on-one.
We'd obviously have to do we'd have to do it before the game, right? Because if you do it after, one of those guys ain't going to play.
Yeah.
No matter
that's
what
true.
happens. One of them's like, I don't want any part of
I
that.
don't want it. Yeah, like before, like shoot around
Practice,
or something like that.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
There's actually, fellas, I'm looking at a few, like you got I don't know why I always forget about J Kidd.
And J Kidd, J
Just
Kidd will light it up.
hooping,
He
yeah.
in great shape.
You got
still.
Ty Lue, former player.
Yeah.
Willie Green is another guy that balled
Yep.
as well. There's a couple of guys out here who look like they could still ball.
How about Michael Malone?
I'll take Malone to the cup. I ain't gonna lie. Mouse in the house,
But
man.
he's kind of dirty though, right? He'd be a dirty player, right?
Me too.
Jason.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, fella.
Don't be sending Michael Malone to the hospital to Kaiser afterwards, with a broken leg.
Should be trash talking him. Hey, didn't you used to coach here? What happened?
Right.
What's up, man?
We need
You
a
ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Sacktown Sports 1140 pickup game, man. Like, and have somebody film it, really, like mic'd up version too.
Yo, Drapes, how was Jordy? I know he's a former hooper, but how was it? You ever see Jordy's game?
No, I never
No?
saw him play. Yeah, I
Yeah.
never saw him play. It's he probably could play though. Still, he's in shape.
Yeah, he
I
is,
saw him in the
for sure.
gym working out and stuff. His cardio is up there. I know that, so that's where he'd get me.
Probably pretty quick, huh? Probably you would be
Yeah,
able to,
quick
where'd he
guy,
go?
shifty. Yeah, probably pretty quick. Who else?
You know who never played no hoop?
Who?
Really? Right? Is Spoelstra. Spoelstra didn't hoop, didn't he? Didn't he come through like as a tech guy,
Yeah,
a
the video
guy?
coordinator.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I don't think he played in college, did he?
Oh, he played college ball with the Portland Pilots.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a Portland guy?
Portland Pilot.
I had no idea.
Yep.
Is that Portland
Just
out
learned
here or
something.
back Portland, Maine?
Portland out here.
Wow.
Yeah, Portland, Oregon.
Really? He's a Portland Pilot?
Portland Pilot. Yes. Yes.
I had no clue. That's disrespect to sports.
Yeah,
my
yeah,
fault. That's
yeah.
my fault.
Oh, dog. West Coast Conference Freshman of the Year.
Oh, yeah, that's my fault, Sposter.
See,
My
that
bad,
happens
dog.
all the time.
My bad,
I see
dog.
these guys, I'll kill him. Then you look at him, it's like, oh my goodness, the guy was phenomenal.
Dude, he would light your ass. Oh, your butt up. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Can we say that on there?
Yes, you can.
Oh, all right.
You can.
He'd light your ass up, bro.
JJ Redick? I forgot about Redick.
Oh,
Balling
Redick.
still? Yeah.
Redick can still play right now.
You think he's still hooping the league? Just because he
Redick?
can shoot.
I think he could. He
Yeah.
looks in tremendous shape. Yeah, I think he could.
Shoot. I mean, he couldn't play many games, but if he got to play like 30 games.
Yeah, I'm looking up Spoelstra's page. Y'all ready for this?
He's a beast.
Jay, Spoelstra gonna light you up, kid. Before his senior year, Spoelstra participated in Sonny Vaccaro's Nike All-Star Camp alongside Alonzo Mourning, Sean Kemp, Billy Owens, and Spoelstra.
You better force him
He's
left, Jay.
Right?
I didn't know Spo had a game like that.
Yeah, game.
Sonny Vaccaro.
He's a member of the school's 1,000 point club at Portland, so he can score.
Yeah, dude, he got buckets.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Chad Clark says, what about Mark Daignault?
That's
Give
interesting.
me some of that.
Yeah, because he was a student manager at UConn, so he didn't play. He wasn't on the squad. He was a student
let's
manager.
go back. Let's go back. He might got some high school game or something.
Who we say, Mark Daignault? Let me
Yeah.
look him up here, man. Yeah, you're right. He might be like he was born in Leominster, Massachusetts. Nah, he didn't play. He didn't play. Nah, he didn't play.
There you go.
Because there's nothing listed. It goes from early life, where he was born, to his coaching career. Oh, yeah, he could get lit up. he gets smoked. Yep. Yeah, I don't think
That
he
might be
played.
the guy.
All right, hold on. You later help run the camp? Nah, there's no mention of any high school career or anything like that. Oh, hold on.
Call Chad Clark.
No, his father played, but yeah. No, man, Mark Daignault, yeah, he could get.
There it is.
Yep.
There it is.
That's
There
the
it
one.
is.
That's the one, huh?
Uh-huh. I still want to check on Kenny Atkinson. Still think I can.
Why do you? What is it
I
about?
just look
Kenny?
at him. He doesn't seem. When I look at him, he doesn't seem very athletic. And in my recollection, there's nothing in my memory of him doing anything in basketball.
He went to college though, right?
Yeah, let
From
me
the
look
East
it
Coast
up.
somewhere.
Well, I went to college.
Well, I'm saying he hooped in college.
He
'cause
played
he's a
at
New York
Richmond.
guy. Yeah,
He played at Richmond. 4-year guy at
Come
Richmond.
on now, put some respect on his name. And he's from the NY, right?
Yeah, check this
Yeah.
out, Jay Whitey. He might skunk you. Like it might
What do you
be.
got? What do you got?
Atkinson averaged 18.9 points per game his senior season at Richmond and played professionally in Italy, France, Germany,
yeah,
Spain.
good luck.
That was a weak conference when he was a senior. Very weak
He would
conference.
crush you, man. Hey, Doug, we got to arrange that. When Cleveland comes to town, get our
Go,
boy
Kenny.
Atkinson.
And Kenny does. He hooped for what? Almost 14 years. bro.
Yeah, he
Professionally.
played. Yep, he played,
All
man.
right, give me Daignault then. That's fine. Yeah. We'll look at the newest king when we come back. Sacktown Sports Drive, guys.
Stop your grinding with Bucks Night Guard. Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I ended up going to a dentist, and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found the Brooks Night Guard. You mold it at home to the top or bottom teeth. Other mouth guards go all the way to the back, which allows the back teeth to touch. This is where most of the grinding and clenching occurs. The Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Order your Brooks Night Guard today and get 10% off plus free shipping. Go to brooksnightguard.com and enter the code BRUX91. That's BRUX91. Stop your grinding with Brooks Night Guard.
Why choose Gonzalez Law Offices? Well, for criminal defense, expungements, sexual harassment, wrongful termination. The best thing you can do is to retain legal representation from an experienced defense attorney in Sacramento who helps you obtain the best possible results. At Gonzalez Law Offices, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has remained undefeated from 2016 through 2019 for jury trials, and this year will be no exception. Contact him at 916-304-9187 or at saclegaldefense.com.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Jeff Lynn's ELO.
Mr. Blue Sky, tell us why.
Live in concert in Sacramento. The Over and Out Tour. Jeff Lynn's ELO. The final tour. All the hits. Live at Golden One Center, October 23rd. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Jay just came up with another coach we want to play one-on-one. Taylor Jenkins, Jay?
Yeah, he ain't hooping in high school. That's my style right there.
Taylor Jenkins.
So did I.
The Kings last night did not shoot the ball well, but today they acquired a sharpshooter. Dougie McDermott is the newest Sacramento Kings signing. We don't have all the details yet on the contract, right? But
no, we don't.
Free agent, 6'6" forward who can shoot. Hasn't really played a lot. Didn't play a lot last year.
Yeah.
Bench player. And so a lot of Kings fans, maybe you're one of them, a lot of Kings fans a little disappointed that the Kings didn't address the front court needs. They did address their shooting needs, and he is a forward. That said, Drapes was just saying that we'll just talk about it, Drapes. There's something that some people are suggesting.
You want me to this dude.
Because people are going to hear it, and they're going to wonder.
Maybe this is Jay's guy, but he falls in the same category as Andy Bailey, as far as I'm concerned. Like Matt Issa. Is that how you say his name? Matt Issa. ISSA.
I know the name, and I think I've talked to him about what exactly.
PBWA, NBA writer, Opta analyst, Forbes Sports, fan-sided sport. See,
but did you say Pro Basketball Writers Association?
Yeah, NBA.
Yeah, he writes for Sports Illustrated. He does the King stuff for Sports Illustrated.
All right, here you go. This is what he had to say. From what I've heard, it seems like the Kings are not done making moves after this Doug McDermott signing. Zach LaVine or Brandon Ingram is still a goal of theirs. That's what Matt Issa says.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on to say about 25 minutes ago, I'll say this once and never address it again. Ooh, I'm not a newsbreaker by trade. None of my employers pay me to break news. Sometimes my work puts me in situations where I get my hands on news. When that happens, I want to share it with my followers. Whether you choose to believe it is entirely up to you.
Okay.
I'm going to keep it moving, fella. I'll tell you what. If that deal happens for Ingram or Zach LaVine, I will. It got to be something.
You
good.
better be careful, man.
It got to be something good.
Because I get Matt on the line right now.
We
You better
bring
be
Matt
careful.
on the line. We bring Matt on the line. Zero chance. I will show up in this office head to toe in Niners gear. I'm talking Niners pants. I'm talking Niners hat. I'm talking the Brock Purdy jersey, and I won't say a word about my Eagles also. It's zero chance.
What about the underoos?
I will wear the underoos because I'm not worried. It's zero chance.
The way he phrased that is interesting, too, because he said it remains a goal.
I
mean,
goal.
when you think about it and really parse those words, that's very vague.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they even believe that there's a chance of it happening. If it's true, if it's a goal.
It's a goal. Like they're trying to make moves to get it to happen. Nah. Here's the problem with that. Like, we have to look at the financials. Unless you're trading away one of your big names, it just doesn't make sense. First of all, you pointed it out too, Whitey. What are they, coming close to the luxury tax, if you will?
They're, what did we say? I have it somewhere, 3.4
something, right? Yeah. It's I'm looking at their payroll right here with our friends at, what is it, Spotrac or Spot-Track? I always get it, man.
This would pardon me, Drace, but just your point, $3.74 million below the luxury tax if McDermott is signed a veterans minimum and makes the regular season roster.
Right. So let's look at their situation. You got Domas at $40 million, Fox at $35 million, DeRozan at $24 million.
Maybe they go into the luxury tax.
You can't just add in a $40 million, $45 million guy like Zach LaVine's at $43 million, unless you're getting rid of, and I'm doing the math here, Kevin Huerter, Trey Lyles, Devin Carter. Like, you're gutting your team. You'd have to give up like 4 guys. It don't make sense. To bring back another scorer, it doesn't make sense.
That to me is bottom line why it wouldn't happen.
Right.
You look at this team right now and the way they're struggling, you want to add another guy who needs the ball a lot. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you, Whitey. Like, if you didn't have DeRozan, okay, maybe you make a move for one, but you got DeRozan as your scorer. Like, and so I'm sorry, Kings fans. I'm sorry, and somebody from the 916 says Monty already said he's not going for LaVine or Ingram. I'm gonna apologize for my sports reporting brethren and sisters out there, because there's a lot of, and I'm not going to diss Matt Issa. I'm not going to, really, throw shade at him, but there's a lot of content out there that just doesn't make sense. Like you, and that's why I always look at it. I try to look at it. Does it make sense? Is it logical? We don't even want to use our darn mid-level exception, but we're going to bring in Brandon Ingram, who's on the last year of his deal? It doesn't make sense, Whitey.
I know.
It doesn't make sense.
I know.
So I don't know why I'm giving this guy the time of day, giving him a platform, but...
Well, I asked you to.
Yeah,
so that's not
did.
even your fault.
All right.
You mentioned it during the break, and I thought, you know what? People are going to hear that, and I just thought, let's just talk about what it is. Not saying that it's going to happen, but rather than, have people wondering...
we set the record straight, is what you're saying.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I mean, we just, like, if it was going to happen, why not keep Jalen McDaniels and use him as part of the trade?
Mm-hmm.
Why trade him and then sign Dougie McBuckets? It really doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. All right, you got me fired up. Matt Issa got me fired up, not you. My God.
He must have a source that he trusts that is telling him something on that.
But see, here's the problem, Whitey. And this is an indictment on the profession. A lot of these young guys don't know what a source really is. Just because you hear something at the local bar from a guy who knows a guy doesn't make him a source. And in journalism, you got to have 2 sources. Really. Like, I feel like people just hear things. Yeah, I heard this, and they throw it out, and then all of a sudden, it blows up. Like,
My problem with it is not that, and I understand where you're going, where you're coming from on it. But to me, my problem is you're not telling me anything. It remains a goal. No, are they talking? If they're talking, that's something. Are the Kings pursuing somebody? then you've got something. But it remains a goal of who? And what does that even mean? So that's to me where you're kind of wasting everybody's time.
Yeah, exactly. And, if he said, my sources are telling me, the way he phrased it, like you said earlier, Whitey, it's kind of just a little iffy, just a little
fluffy.
A little fluffy
It
out there.
sounds like something, but it really isn't.
Yes. And so, but that's the problem in today's world. Just because it sounds like something, people want to get it out there just to get some clicks, some engagement, reactions.
Right.
And I'm looking at social media right now. I don't even know who this guy is. This is another guy. And this is just a fan.
Mm-hmm.
The Kings trading for one of Zach LaVine or Brandon Ingram literally makes 0 sense schematically and financially. And we need that discourse to end. Thank you. Thank you. Whoever that guy, I don't even know his name, but it just doesn't make sense.
There you go. How much sense does Doug McDermott make coming to the Kings?
Real quick, my boy Tony Ray Harvey, friend of show, is on YouTube. He says, sometimes you need 3 sources.
Tony's he's a legitimate news reporter.
Yes.
Been doing it for a long time.
Yeah,
exactly.
In addition to sports, which he does well.
Government.
He covers actual news.
Right. And Tony knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You got guys trying to make a name or, get some engagement, some clicks, throw it out there and then be like, well, I'm not a news breaker. I just heard this. Like, come on, man. You know what you were doing. That's terrible. All right.
Just what you said, though, Drapes, before you get to the McDermott situation. You said this, I think, maybe even did a Drapes take on this.
Yeah.
Like a couple of months ago, where you're like, it's just a cesspool on Twitter right now.
Right.
It's just one of those things, man.
It really is. Real quick. Hold up, fellas. Let me just do an exercise right here on Twitter. I'm going to type in Brandon Ingram. Just because that's the hot name right now, things like that, And so what frustrates me about this is one guy will say it and then it'll get aggregated and then everybody, will start picking it up.
Kings interested in Ingram.
And Ingram's sitting there chilling with his family. Monty McNair is hanging with the kids and everything and sees this and if the Kings get Brandon Ingram for the right price, they're going to get, it's a whole list of comments now. This one guy puts this out there, and now fans, in their mind, they're like, ooh, they're dreaming of that shiny object. John Melter. Oh, my gosh, this is terrible. Legion Hoops. You follow Legion Hoops? Familiar with their work?
Yeah.
Legion Hoops and their 816,000 followers report the Kings are not done making moves. Zach LaVine or Brandon Ingram is still a goal of theirs, per Matt Issa.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
See? That's why I don't follow NBA Central no more. I'm about to start blocking Legion Hoops. It's like they just aggregate and pick it up. And real quick, Jay, give me Drapes Takes music, please, real quick. Give me Drapes Takes music, please, real quick.
Calm down, Lion. Calm down.
Sorry, I'm hijacking the show, Whitey, but this is something that's been on my mind.
Yeah.
America. I'm not just talking to Kings fans. I'm talking to Americans. Anybody on social media, if you're on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. How come the accounts that tell the most lies, that you can't trust, that you can't believe, have the most followers? You guys ever notice that?
Truth.
You know what I mean? It's like
tabernacle.
Just like there's so many lies out there. And then I look at the account and they got 3.5 million followers. And then we wonder why there's so much misinformation in our country. It's because we're all following the wrong people. We're following fake accounts with an agenda, bots, accounts looking for clicks. People, we got to do a better job of who we follow. Give me a respected sports journalist. Give me a respected sports journalist.
Let's see.
Mark Spears.
Yeah,
Let's do Mark Spears.
Yeah.
So Legion Hoops has 870,000 followers. Mark Spears, a respected journalist, went to school for it, paid his dues, has 571. So Legion Hoops can retweet and put out lies, and it gets spread to the world when the respected journalists don't get as much engagement. This is tough right now, fellas. This is, and I'm not just talking sports, Whitey. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking politics. I'm talking COVID. I'm talking whatever it may be. Look at the accounts with the most followers and look at the agenda that they're pushing out there.
You're talking about X, right?
Yeah, just on X and Twitter.
Well, there you go. That's all I'm going to say.
It's ridiculous, man. And so I urge people, when you see NBA Central, when you see Legion Hoops retweet some things, do some digging for yourself.
Go right to @KyleDraper.
Exactly. Check in with me and I'll give you the real deal. Because it's something that frustrates me, man. We got to do better for the people, man. Like, and I'm talking sports fans out there that are getting duped by these weak accounts, man. It frustrates me. Jay, that's Drape's Take. It's brought to you by... Who's it brought to me by, Jay?
Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco uniform.
I had two of them ready. I had two going.
My bad.
I was feeling. I mean, you was preaching, bro.
Oh, you thought I was still cooking?
Yeah,
Okay,
I thought you were still going, man. I saw
man.
your wrist still intertwining.
Sorry, but does that not bother you guys at all?
It does for me, man.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
It definitely does.
You just have to steer clear of it.
Like, why do they have so much fun? Is that because of
some of them are bots too?
What we are as a country, like we gravitate towards
Not
that
sure all
kind
the
of stuff.
followers are legitimate followers either.
Pay for it. They pay for it.
Okay.
Brought to you by.
Right. Nathaniel says they buy followers.
Yeah.
Drapes.
Yeah.
All right,
There you
okay.
go.
All right. Sorry. I get
But no, it makes sense though, Drapes, because it is something that is frustrating. It
And
gets
that's why they do it, is to make it look like we're
Look
legit.
like-
Look
yeah,
how many
we're
people
legit.
follow us.
So you don't think Legion Hoops has 871,000?
Nah, hell nah.
I don't
I thought
know,
you said
man.
they had more than that. I thought that was
No, it's
Spears.
8
No,
something.
Spears
Mark
has
had 500K.
Oh, yeah.
And that's huge for an NBA
That's
guy.
huge.
Yeah,
That's huge.
Like what's
Yes.
Sam Amy got?
Yeah, let's look it up.
What's Sam Amy got?
Respected journalist, right? He's a guy that knows his stuff. Actually,
Say
talks.
$250,000.
That's what you're thinking?
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing
Sam.
higher than that.
265. There you
Oh,
go.
look at me.
There you go.
What's Chris Haynes at? I'm gonna say 500,000.
Yeah, he might be up there because the
TV.
TV and everything like that. My boy Chris Haynes, got to get him on the show soon. Chris Haynes, 555.
Okay.
Yeah, see, those are the guys we need to be, talking to. If they tweet something, not Legion Hoops and Matt Issa. Come on, man.
I guess we're not going to get Matt Issa on the show anytime soon.
He's killing me, man. This is ridiculous. How many Windhorse got? I got it. Windhorse has 911,000.
I would have said about 600,000.
Yeah, he's up there. He's up there. All right.
Who is the not breaking news guy, but who is the most profound basketball guy out there that doesn't play and wasn't a former player?
Oh, wasn't a
Shams?
former?
Is it Shams now?
But that's breaking news, right?
You said not breaking.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah, because most breaking news guys, him, the Pelisaros, those guys are high because people were just paying attention to them.
Right.
Like who, Sam Amick or Mark Spears or Chris Haynes, George Sedano, who we had. Like, who's that most profound basketball guy that's not a breaking news?
Dave McMenamin. Let me see what
Is it
he.
McMenamin? Yeah, he's up there.
He's up there.
Yeah.
Only 337 though. Yeah, I think Spears and Windhorse
Probably
Windhorse. Yeah,
Windhorse,
Windhorse is probably the top.
Where's Zach Lowe at?
Ah.
Bill Simmons.
Oh man, Zach Lowe. You saw what they did to
Yeah.
him at was it him that they got rid of?
Yep.
Yeah, at
Yep.
ESPN. Zach Lowe, 980.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's up there.
So he's there.
Yeah.
Bill Simmons got to be $1 million, huh?
Yeah, I would guess.
Probably
Simmons.
He builds his own media empire.
You know, Bill Simmons was part of the starting five, I think it was. I saw.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, his company.
Didn't he start the Ringer?
Yeah, he was starting.
Mhm.
Yep. Bill Simmons, 5.5 million.
Yeah.
Damn. That's a lot.
Mhm.
All right. Sorry about that, man. I just.
You're right,
It was something that came up in my mind 2-3 days ago. I'm like, how come all of the accounts that's spreading so many lies got like 3 million followers? Like, it's.
Maybe they do, maybe they don't.
Yeah.
But X right now, it's just like
It's
careful.
cesspool. Yeah, you got to watch
it's
yourself
always been
out
that
there.
way, but especially now.
Yeah.
Be careful.
All right. Whew.
What are we to make of these numbers, Drapes? Anything to this? Can we dismiss this? Is
What you
this
got?
nonsense like some of these tweets? The Kings from the 3-point line in the preseason, 35 for 138, 25%. 25%. Opponents so far in the preseason are 69 for 160, 43%. Now it's the preseason, but those numbers are not good. Doesn't matter.
I'm more concerned about the defensive three-point numbers than our three-point shooting, because we're missing a couple of guys and we just added a guy. I think that'll improve. But we got to do a better job defending the three, Whitey. Like that was an issue. I mean, teams just felt comfortable. And Kings fans, we can't use, they just hit everything they put up as an excuse. We can't do that. And Mike Brown understands this, and he talks about this. Like, our closeouts have to be better. Defensively, we got to make other teams feel us. And not just when they drive to the basket. I'm up in their jockstrap at the three-point line. You got to be up in their face. Now, the problem is, as great of a defender as Keon is, and we've had some, good defense, like, I don't know if they have that mentality to, because that's how I'd be talking to him. What? Go ahead. I dare you to shoot. Go ahead. But our guys, I don't know.
And that's how Mike Brown preaches it too.
Yes.
That's why the defense got better when they loosened some of the restrictions, because the Kings were allowed to play the way Mike Brown's been trying to get them to play.
Yes, exactly.
Ball pressure.
Right.
As we've said, not everybody's crazy about this trade. Joe M. in the Chateau. McDermott couldn't barely get on the floor in Indiana. Why would we expect different here?
Look who McDermott was playing behind in Indiana last year. Indiana actually is loaded at the wing spot, I believe. And we're not asking Doug McDermott to all of a sudden play 30 minutes a night and average 30 points. We need Doug McDermott. Give me 10 to 15 minutes a night. Give me a couple of 2 or 3 threes, something like that. And so, and to whoever said that, just chimed in there.
It was Joe M.
Joe M.
Yeah.
Doug McDermott replaces Jalen McDaniels. Is that an upgrade? Yes or no?
Yes.
Exactly. So what the hell? Do you rather us just stay with Jalen McDaniels then?
But he's not going to do some of the things you hope that I hope Jalen McDaniels would do.
Exactly. We hope.
Yeah.
But he didn't do. We can't be hoping. We got to know. And that's what, to me, this move signals. Trading Jalen McDaniels was a hope player. We hope he could be a 3-and-D guy. We hope his length turns into a great defender. We don't need that, because we need guys. I know Doug McDermott, at the very least, is going to knock down some threes.
I agree with that. What I'm saying is, okay, what you needed from Jalen McDaniels, you still need from somebody.
Yes.
Doug McDermott isn't going to give it to you. That's
right.
Okay. He does other things, but I still need that from somebody.
I'm with you. I agree with that. You still need, some wing defenders out there. Real quick, I'm looking at Basketball Reference. I don't know where the hell they get this from, ladies and gentlemen. And Doug McDermott, welcome to SAC. You're going to be my guy at some point this season. I know that. But why do you ever look at Basketball Reference and you see their projection? Just scroll down just a little bit on Doug McDermott's page. Are you on the main page or no?
No, let me go.
Yeah, because you're going to be shocked by this. I need you to see this for yourself. All right, you see the 24-25 projections for Doug McDermott. Take a look at that.
It's per 36.
Oh,
that's why.
Yeah. All right, you have. All right.
Because I noticed that
why
too.
Why they got him at 15.7?
It's per 36 minutes.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah. I've gotten caught on that before. Too.
Have you? Okay, I'm glad. I appreciate that.
Yeah, because Drapes says it sees that. Says he's going to average 15.7 points a game.
He's going to get up 8 threes in what system? What league? The Lifetime at Folsom League or something like that? But I think it's a solid pickup. Is it the end all be all? Is it the cure for what we need? No, but it's another tool for us. Another tool.
I am kind of thinking the same thing this person's thinking. Somebody on the chat here, and I apologize, I'm having a hard time finding it. Here you go, from Brett. My apologies. Monty added cheaper shooter who doesn't defend well, which means a more expensive shooter who doesn't defend well is expendable. I don't know. I've been wondering the same thing. You talked about, look, I'll just say it, and I have nothing against him. I hope he stays. You said, well, you've got some redundancy here with McDermott and Kevin Huerter, right? Does this deal make it more likely that they package Kevin Huerter for something? I don't know, but it's something that Brett and I have just been crossed my mind. We'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, keep an eye. I would say Kevin Huerter is at this stage of his career better than Doug McDermott.
I agree.
And so you're going to take a hit. Like, to me, Doug McDermott right now is probably a 10 to 15-minute player. Kevin Huerter is a starter in the NBA. I don't understand why everybody is trying to get rid of Kevin Huerter.
Because he's not – we're trying to get rid of him, but because of the value that you're talking about, you could get something back for him potentially that you need more. Potentially.
But here's the thing, Whitey. Like, how much do the Kings need? And what kind of player are we talking about? In terms, are we talking a two guard? Are we talking a 4-man?
About a 4, right? 4? Yeah, maybe a 3-4 swing man. Some front court depth.
I just don't see it, because let's say you trade Kevin Huerter. Slide DeRozan to the 2? Is that what we, theoretically thinking? Keegan to the 3, or?
You mean if you
trade Huerter,
if you bring in somebody for Huerter, maybe he's a bench player.
Oh, that's not going to help you. Then that's not it. Like, you're trading a starter for a bench player. Now, if you're talking a guy like Bobby,
he's been a starter.
He's a starter in this league. Kevin Huerter is a starter in this league,
not
ladies and gentlemen. Nah, but Whitey, look at it. Look at the numbers, man. The dude is 27. Doug McDermott's 33. And I don't know what big man. Let's say Jonathan Isaac. They go out there and get. Is that the answer? Does that move us? I really think Kevin Huerter has value to the Sacramento Kings. He opens it up for DeMar and De'Aaron. Kevin Huerter coming off a screen, you got to pay more attention to him than you would, let's say, a Keon Ellis. And so defense opponents will have to key on him a little bit more. I'm not on board with the Kevin Huerter trade talk. I'm not. I think this guy, this season, and we did the numbers, Whitey, his season wasn't as bad as people make it out to be.
No, I know.
Statistically, it wasn't.
I don't know about Brett. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying, they got to get rid of him. I'm just looking at the machinations and wondering, is that something that they're thinking of? Is that something that's potentially in the plan? It's a far cry from, you got to get rid of this guy. That's not where I am.
Okay.
But he is a piece, though, right? He is a chip. And I think that's what certain people, and they're saying it a little more differently than I think, Drapes, you want to hear it. But he's a bargaining chip. He has value, which is what you're saying, Drapes. But I think he has. There you go.
Yeah, I got looking up Kevin Huerter's contract right now. I just think financially, he's set to make 16.8 this year, 17.9, 18 million next year. I don't think the Kings are going to send out Kevin Huerter and a couple of pieces for a $30 million player. Like, I'm looking at the salary cap too, fellas. And honestly, I think we're making small moves, not these big swing for the fences that Matt Issa and those people are talking about.
I've heard Ingram is still in the wish list. And your guy, Zach LaVine.
Matt Issa might have blocked me after that rant. I tell you that.
More on the Kings when we come back. And, Jerry Jones has explained himself. We'll get to that next. Sacktown Sports.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Some
people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know, to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunkt Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on 2 wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills that features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's October does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Going to get back to the phones in just a moment. First, wanted to give an update on Jerry Jones. You know, yesterday we played the audio from Jerry Jones and his radio appearance. I think he does multiple radio appearances a week.
Does he?
I think he does I read somewhere he does 3 a week. I don't know. But anyway, he went off, of course, on his radio show, went off on the guys doing the interview because they were questioning him about not having gotten anything done during the offseason, and he just wasn't having it. So he was asked to NFL meetings by Diana Rossini to explain why he reacted the way he did. Jerry said, I don't know that I would go as far as calling the volume connotation as yelling. Okay, but the facts are that if I'm going to be grilled by the tribunal, I don't need it to be the guys I'm paying. I can take it from fans and take it from other people. I take a lot of pride in how fair and how much I try to work with the media. We're brothers and sisters, but I was a little frustrated there today. We go in there as of accounting for decisions made in the offseason. They might as well have gone back on decisions I made in 2010. He also said, if it's somebody who knew about football, quote, here it is, the wrong ones were doing the questioning. Now, if those had been real fans sitting there, or if there had been people that knew what they were talking about, football people, I might have had a different answer. So the radio hosts were asked about that. I was floored, speechless, said co-host RJ Choppy. It takes a lot for me to get upset. I didn't get upset over it, but it was like, you know what? Screw you, man. And his co-host said, it was really demeaning, really insulting. And again, out of nowhere, we've done 14 years of interviews with this man. Never had anything close to that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So the losing's getting to Jerry.
Never this type of venom, this type of anger and disgust from Jerry. I can't figure it out. He's the greatest media ally and friend you could ever dream for in this position. Never has he controlled the message, asked me for questions ahead of time. For sure, it's a fact that I don't get paid or compensated by Jones, which I would love to be.
Oh, hey, man, Jerry is in his feelings. He's, a little butthurt about the losing. His precious Cowboys are 0-3 at the crib, at the home spot. So
we heard not all of it, but some of it. Those questions, it's not like they were taking cheap shots at him.
Right. No, it's legitimate questions. Like, and a lot of times, as somebody asks questions, you know how it is. You ask the questions the fans want to know the answers to. Mm-hmm. Fans got these same questions, Jerry. This ain't some Yahoo with an agenda coming at you. These are legitimate questions. What's going on with your team? You didn't make any major moves this offseason. Like, those are legit questions for him.
Yeah, after the worst home loss in his ownership tenure. Besides, they're not Yahoos. You said Yahoos.
Yahoos. Yeah, my bad. Yahoos. These Yahoos.
Yeah. Oh. So things may be starting to come apart a little bit in Big D. You'll blame the coach, but it ain't the coach's fault.
Right in time for the Niners.
Right? They are falling apart.
That's right.
Man. I know I was going to chalk that up for a loss for the Niners too, but not anymore. Not anymore. Really? Yes. Big D coming to town? Not anymore. They're in disarray right now.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Jay, it's time, of course, for Check It with TC's back with us. What's up, TC?
Mike check.
Mike check, yes, sir. It's your boy, Whitey, Ray, Jay, what's poppin'?
What's up with you, man?
Oh, man, it's chilling. You know what I mean? Just chilling. I just want to tap in real quick, man. First and foremost, look, man, before we get started, Drake, listen, when people be breaking news, some people, man, listen, Drake, stop getting on their head talking about if they ain't a low ball.
Hold up, TC. Hold up.
We can't hear you, TC.
I can't hear you, bro.
Hold on, Drake.
Where you in? Where you at that hyperbolic chamber or something? You in a submarine, huh? Like, seriously, we can't hear you.
Nah, we checked it. Listen.
All right, there you go, big dog.
Hyperbolic.
Him and LeBron doing that hyperbolic chamber.
Hey, you know me, Drake.
All right, go ahead, TC. What you got, man? Start from the top.
All right, look, stop for a second. Drake, so check it out. We're going to talk Kings, all right? We're going to talk Kings. But Drake, listen, you got to stop getting at the low pit. Listen, when somebody try to break news, bro, to you, you got to stop doing them like that, Drake.
This your guy? This your guy, Matt Issa? Is he your guy?
Nah, he ain't my guy. I'm going to look into it. But look, Drake, you got to stop doing that. You be doing people like, if they ain't got no, you ain't got no credit, why you believe in him? Sometimes people be breaking news, Drake.
You know why, that, TC? Real quick, TC. You know why? Because some of the stuff these guys put out just don't make sense, bro. You really, let me ask you, because you're a knowledgeable basketball fan. You really think the Kings are right now, at this second, trying to get Ingram and Zach LaVine? Do you really think that, TC?
The way the money's shaking out and all that, Drake, I don't see it happening, but anything can happen. You get me? I'm not going to be gullible and be like, oh, they just want to do it right now. The move's going to happen in 2 days. No, bro. To answer your question, anything can happen on that, Drake. You know me, Drake, I'm just messing with you. As far as the Kings, bro, they going to be all right, man. Everybody going to get it together. The band going to get it together. Trey Lyles, Kevin Huerter going to come back healthy, and the ball is going to be rolling. So this really ain't time to be panicking. I know we haven't won a game, but you don't want to show too much, right? You know what I mean? You know what you've been working on the off season, and you don't want people to counter react off that. I'm saying it right now. I stick to that, bro. 52 wins. This team's going to win this year, bro. And it's going to be a fun season, y'all. I'm telling you, this ain't the time to be getting down. Listen, the team's going to be fun, and they're going to be fine. Bet that. That's all I got.
TC, yes, sir. Yes,
Shoots
sir.
and scores.
Voice of reason.
Yeah. 1 week from tomorrow night, Drapes.
Yeah.
1 week from tomorrow night.
That's a tough opener, though, Whitey. That's a tough opener. And Kings fans, if we happen to lose the game, don't.
What are we talking about that?
Because I already get, dog, we losing preseason games, and people are saying we'd be lucky to win 41. Like, it'll be a miracle. Miraculously get to 500. It's like, come on now. This is an 82-game schedule. We'll be okay. All right. Yeah. I'm just looking at some of the text lines out here, man. This is some good stuff. All right, so the text about living or dying by the 3-ball. Folsom Mike is putting his name on it. He says, hate we have a team that can get a 2-point bucket probably every possession, but let's shoot a million threes. I don't understand today's game, and frankly, I hate it. Oh, almost as much as Drapes blank talking at Lifetime. I'm not answering that. Why are you looking at me for a comment?
Yeah.
I'm not going. That's the peanut gallery chiming in. I ain't going to address that.
You kind of mouthy at Lifetime? I mean,
I'm a mouthy guy. Yeah, 100%. I'm kind of a jerk. I admit it. Yeah. Like my friends and like people that know me, yeah, you're kind of a jerk out there. But I'm the nicest guy off the court. Why do I give you the shirt off my back, big fella?
Drake don't even write his own stuff.
I forgot about that. Wait. Jay, man, you got so many drops, man. That's some good stuff. All right, sorry. You all right, Whitey? I know I got you flustered here right now, man. I'm all over the place.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just wondering why a week before the opener, you're saying, look, now if we lose the game, it's because still a week away.
The negative vibe around the fans right now, people hitting the panic button and everything. Like my guy TC said, chill, it'll be okay. And so that's a tough matchup, though. That's going to be a hell of a game. Julius Randle, Ant-Man, I'm looking forward to that one. It's going to be fun.
It's a type of matchup that could underscore some of the Kings' disadvantages in the front court. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's a big team.
Let me ask you this. And you know, we're going to have a whole week to get ready for this game. I'm looking at.
I wasn't even worried about the game until you said,
this is a good team,
we
man.
might lose.
This is Randall and Gobert in the front court. Can we handle it? How do we defend that? Who's Sabonis on?
You know what you gotta do with Gobert is you gotta make enough threes to force him off the floor.
But then they bring in Naz Reid. Naz Reid and Julius Randle. Keegan's going to have to guard one of those guys, probably Naz Reid, I would imagine. But
yeah,
that's a tough matchup. And so
neither one of those guys can guard Domas.
Yeah, I agree with you. And Gobert can't guard Domas either. Like Domas should feast in this matchup.
But you got to make your threes.
Got to.
Just, I mean, not like 50%. That's great, but you just can't be making 25%.
Yeah, 10 of 38. That's last night.
Done.
No, I agree. You know, and if I'm the Kings, man, I'm talking at 38 at minimum, 38 to 45% from three.
Ooh, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. And get them up too. You know, you got to start taking them. And I know Folsom Mike says he's tired of the threes, but that's today's NBA. That's just how it is.
Yeah. That's going to be Jordan McLaughlin's revenge game, right?
Yes.
There you go.
It should be Malik Monk's revenge game.
There you
too,
go.
Right?
I was getting ready to say it.
Right, Jay? Shoot.
Oh, for 30, Malik.
Yeah. Not worried about Minnesota. When we come back, it's been a while, hasn't it? Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz. Jay against Drapes for the championship of the day. Next on Sacktown Sports.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Check out Sacramento State football this Saturday, 6 p.m. versus Weber State.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards scoring courtside seats for your favorite team. Progressive cannot guarantee that you can score courtside seats. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, but courtside seats can be astronomical. Maybe if your team plays in a smaller market, you could swing it. Even still, it's unlikely. Maybe fourth row, which are still incredible seats that you'll enjoy greatly. Savings possible. Courtside, long shot. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Progressive cannot guarantee that someone really tall will not sit in front of you at the game, rendering your excellent seats just okay.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
It's taste on a whole new level at Sky River Casino. With 18 elevated restaurants, bars, and lounge destinations that include SR Prime Steakhouse, 32 Brews, Dragon Boat, and The Market. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun and experience the height of hospitality. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
O'Reilly. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts in West Sacramento and Town Center Plaza next to Nugget Markets now through October 29th for the Customer Appreciation Day sale. You'll get 2 times O rewards points on select purchases. Plus, pick up 5 quarts of any Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil and receive a $10 gift card after rebate. And buy one, get one free Coca-Cola products at your Town Center Plaza, O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Campio says, selling my tickets, and Draper said the Kings are going to lose game 1. Yeah, you see what you started?
Campy's been very disrespectful to the Kings all day, talking about Cooper flag, here we come, and everything. Don't even try that now, Campio.
Not as disrespectful as gold, silver, and diamonds. Monk was runner-up for the 6-man coming off a strong season. Sell.
What are we doing, man? Come on, Kings fans. We got to be better than this.
Now I think some people are just trying to
they're trying to get a rise. Yeah. I'm not going to fall for it, Whitey. My blood pressure been too high lately. I'm calmed down. I'm good.
It's time for Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz for October the 16th. We haven't had a quiz in a while. Kyle Draper against Jay Johnson.
Yeah.
I think you're the reigning champion, but
I can't even remember.
I don't even remember.
I don't remember.
We'll
let Drapes go first.
Okay.
All right, Drake.
Because we're going to change the outcome. Kings next week.
Okay. All right.
By the way, Henry Hank Turner talking about, I think it was a text in, the high flyer, talking about he'll smack every coach, including us.
Oh.
We're talking about could you beat the coaches?
He can't even move with all those damn muscles. He got too many muscles to move. Please. High flyer.
You could take the high flyer?
I could take the high flyer. Because he's not quick. He's strong. I just use my quickness. You know what I mean? He got all those muscles looking like Popeye out there. He can't guard me. He can't check me. High flyer. All right, go ahead. Dude, I got 13 minutes and change left, big fella.
All right. Everything in the quiz is based on stuff that happened or is related to things that happened on this date. In these years, Drapes, which year you want to go with? 1968, 1969. This date, what year? 1990, 2014, 2016.
Let's do 2016. Let's start with
2016. You got it. Who throws on this day, 2016, for 465 yards and 4 touchdowns, breaking a tie with Peyton Manning for the most regular season 400-yard games?
I know this.
15th of his career. Tom Brady, Drew Brees.
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees is right.
Yeah. You in trouble, Jay.
I'm all right. I'm bouncing back like Kevin Herter, baby. Here we go.
Man. Strong first point for him. What do you got,
That
Jay?
was an easy one.
68, 69. This date, what year? 1990, 2014.
This date, what year?
All right. I read it, and then after you hear it, you can decide if you want to go first or you want
And
to
it's the closest to that date?
Correct.
Is that how okay.
Mike Tyson beats Terrell Biggs by TKO in the 7th round to retain his unified heavyweight title. This date, what year?
1989.
That's a great guess, Jay. That's a great guess. I was going to say 1988, and I'm sticking with it, Whitey. 1988.
1987.
Jay. That was a great one, man. That was great.
Dang, it was 88 or 89. I was going to say it was 87. I'd have been wrong.
Yeah, man. I have to confirm that because, to be honest with 87.
All right.
Because I didn't write the year down.
Come on, man.
It's
Get that off the list.
Because I remembered it and I just confirmed it.
Yeah.
1987 is correct. Wow. All right, Drapes, you're up 2-0.
Yeah. Boy.
And you're up again. 68, 69, 1990, 2014.
2014.
Oh. This date, 2014, whose 3-run walk-off homer beats the Cardinals 6-3 and sends the Giants to the World Series? Joe Panic, Michael Morse, Travis Ishikawa.
Jay will know this one. I don't know this one. This is a total guess here. Say the names again, please.
Joe Panic, Michael Morse, Travis Ishikawa. Giants fans are screaming at you.
I know.
And it was a weak home run, too, Drake.
I don't even know this. The last guy. It's Ishikawa.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It was against the Phillies, wasn't it?
No, this was the Cardinals.
It was Cardinals, excuse me.
Yeah,
okay, I remember somebody in the red. It's Travis Ishikawa, though.
Oh, you can't do that.
All 3 of those guys homered in that game, but Ishikawa had the game
with the local.
And it was tied 3-3. Hit a 3-run shot.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. You'd have never heard the end of it if you hadn't gotten that one right.
Yeah, it was a
left. Dude, I was in Boston then. I was like, I'm not checking for the
Travis
Giants.
Ishikawa coming up.
Give me a Red Sox
left-handed hitter. Right field.
Give me a Red Sox question.
Pain.
No, you got it. You got it.
All right. I need this one to stay in the game.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
3-0, Trace.
Dang, I was hoping he went Joe Panic or something.
And we still got 8 minutes left here.
I don't know. 1968, 1969, 1990, Jay.
Oh, 1990. Marquise Grissom.
Lionel DeShield.
In a 7-0 Game 1 win over the A's.
Oh, you got to know this.
Which Reds player became the 22nd player ever to homer in his first World Series at-bat? Eric Davis, Chris Sabo, Barry Larkin.
Ooh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one because the 2 of them popped in my mind.
I know this one.
It's on this date, 1990. Not a pleasant memory for A's fans like Jay. Game 1 of that series.
I'm going to go Eric Davis.
Correct!
Yeah, it was Eric Davis.
God, he's still in the game. Still in the game. Clutch. 3-1.
Why would you ask me that?
It came up.
I know. Why would you ask?
Because you asked for the year.
Chris Sabo and those goggles hitting a couple home runs.
I know. Bad memories.
All right.
KD, you could win it right here. Up 3-1. 1968, 1969. Where do you want to go?
1969.
1969 is the closest.
Jay first.
All right, Jay.
Jay.
The Miracle Mets beat
beat
Baltimore to win the World Series in 5 games on this date, 1969. When the season began, according to Society for American Baseball Research. What were the given odds of the Mets winning the World Series?
Man, that's tough.
Before the season began.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's a hard question, bro.
Well, I'll tell you, it's something.
It's a stab in the dark.
So
this is just.
I'm gonna say in '69. Let me see how many teams were. We got to calculate it. Wasn't no right.
Sounds like Drape's getting nervous.
He's a little shook over here.
I am
A little
nervous.
shook.
I'm totally nervous.
One more time. Give me the question.
This date, 1969, the Miracle Mets beat Baltimore to win the World Series in 5 games. When the season began, what were the given odds of the Mets winning the World Series according to the Society for
I'm gonna say
Research?
1,500 to 1.
1,500
Damn,
to 1.
Jay, 1,500. That's a lot. I know they were long shots, but damn, I'm going 1,499 to 1.
Yeah, it was 100 to 1.
100
to 1.
Like, damn.
Digging deep, baby.
Yeah, 1,500 to 1. Give me $1,000 on the Mets.
Oh,
Yes.
How about
They were
that?
only
right?
100 to 1?
Yeah.
That ain't nothing.
Oh, come on, man.
100 to 1, that ain't nothing, man.
Man.
Right now, okay, what were the A's this year? Let me see. What were the A's coming into the season?
A's, you gonna look that up?
Yeah, let me look that up.
Yeah, look that up. I'm not sure, but 1,500 to 1. I mean, what'd you say? Give me 100 on the Mets?
Yeah. 1,000 on the Mets. What do you say?
1,000 on the Mets? Come
Uh-huh.
on, man. That'd be woo.
Yeah. Congratulations, Kyle Draper, the victor today.
Thank you. Thank you. I needed that.
The other question was an NBA question. I wonder if you
let's
read
hear
on
it.
this. Yeah.
68, right?
68. What NBA team played their first game ever, losing to Chicago 89-84? The Suns, the Cavs, or the Milwaukee Bucks? Just Drapes flexing a little bit, taking a free throw.
Yeah, I'm just Suns, Cavs, or Bucks. Phoenix, Cavs have.
That was in the era when the NBA did a lot of expanding.
Yeah.
What was the question?
What NBA team on this date, 1968, played their first game ever, losing to Chicago 89-84? The Suns, the Cavs, the Bucks.
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna say not the Bucks.
It's
I'm gonna
not
get
the
rid of them,
Bucks. Is it the Bucks?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
What year?
Wow.
68?
1968. Yeah.
And then they got Kareem?
Yeah.
69 or 70?
Nah, 69.
68?
They played a year without him, I think.
Yeah,
It was terrible
69
when
or
they got
70,
him,
right?
and then, yeah. So
I was,
Wow.
the only reason I was just thinking the Bucks is the proximity to Chicago, like a little rivalry, first game,
Right.
kind of thing.
Right.
Really, that's when the Bucks ended.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
All right, since you guys are going at it, the A's right now, I'm just looking for next year.
Uh-huh.
They are
1,500 to 1.
Please, 25,000 to 1. So the Rockies are a plus 25K. The White Sox are a plus 20. The Royals, who were in the playoffs, are plus 20. A plus 20 for the Nationals. Like, see what I'm saying?
So the White Sox got better odds than the A's.
Yes.
next season. The White Sox were historically
Yes.
bad.
That doesn't make any sense.
That don't make sense.
Huh.
And the A's were, solid, respectable, kind of.
Second half, they were.
Yeah. Interesting.
By the way, end of the second inning, the Dodgers leading the Mets 2-0. Jay, what do you think of that?
Yeah, good. It doesn't matter who wins over there. At this point, we're all rooting for the Guardians.
You're not rooting for the Mets over the Dodgers?
No. Yeah, I'd care less.
I was about to say, we don't want Dodgers Yankees?
No, not me. Yeah,
Okay.
not me. Those two of the worst teams that could possibly be in the
But
series.
I'm talking Shohei versus Judge. Come on, Jay.
That's true.
The popularity of the sport and all that.
That's true.
That baseball needs that, I think.
I think so. They've had a really a well-viewed, much-viewed postseason.
Dodgers Yankees in the World Series would do numbers.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure
100%.
would do numbers.
Yes.
I'd
yes.
even take a look.
Like that World Series, we talk about crossover. They talking about on Today's Show, Good Morning America.
Yeah.
Like,
But so would the Yankees and Mets. It wouldn't be as
Yankees,
big,
Mets
but it'd
too.
still be
yeah,
big
you're
for
right.
them.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a
Yeah.
Subway Series.
Yeah.
I'm not watching that.
But you would watch the Dodgers. And
Yeah, because you have the history of the Dodgers, coming this way to the West Coast. You still got super ties, people who are still who are diehard Dodger East Coast fans. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Hey, before we go, I know we just have about a minute left. What do you guys think of Russell Wilson getting the first team reps with the Steelers? Steelers playing well.
I don't know. Has Fields been bad?
He hasn't been very accurate, but he's been running the ball well. He hasn't been passing the ball well, but they're winning.
Yeah,
They're tied for first.
Mike
Now
Tomlin
Russ
might be making a mistake here.
Yeah, that's what I think. What do you think?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, wait until if something goes wrong, then you got
Right,
Russ in reserve.
right.
If you don't need him,
Yeah, and then if Russ comes, mess up the whole vibe.
Yeah.
And everything.
Then you gotta go back
And then
to
you got to go
Fields,
back.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't like that move.
do you think the Raiders should be in full tank mode right now?
No.
Nah?
No. You can't give up like Max Crosby. You
Oh,
don't
you
do
mean
those
in
type of
that
things.
regard?
Yeah,
I
no.
thought you meant no. I don't trade Max Crosby. No way, no how. Like Raiders fans would revolt if they did that. I think. He's like one of theirs. He represents what the Raiders want to be.
49ers to take him. When you take him, Jay?
49ers to take everybody.
Right now, I'd go pick him up.
All right.
Golf to Go is coming up. We're back with you tomorrow. Thanks for listening to the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage.